Hey, besties, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited you're here because today we're diving deep into the evolution of your connection, like what it's been, what it is, and what it's becoming. This is an in-depth love reading, but honestly, it can apply to any significant relationship in your life. Just, filter out what doesn't quite fit. So, what makes this reading special? We're not just looking at the surface. We're going to explore the journey, the growth, and the potential of your bond with another person. It's all about understanding how your connection has transformed and where it's headed. Hopefully, it gives you some peace of mind. Okay, so let's take a look at the piles and their crystals. First up, we have pile 1 with the agate tree. This crystal is all about nurturing and rooted growth, perfect for exploring the deep foundations of your connection. Pile 2 features an opal pyramid for centering and reflecting light. This pile helps align perspectives and illuminate hidden facets in the relationship, like seeing things clearly. Then we have pile 3 with a Carnelian angel, all about passionate harmony. This pile is about igniting sparks and balancing energies for unified action. And finally, pile 4 with a clear quartz cluster, representing expanding clarity and transformation. This one's about dissolving illusions and creating a renewed vision for the future. Go ahead and pause the video and take a moment to feel which pile you're most drawn to. Trust your intuition here. There's no pressure to choose correctly. It's totally okay if more than one pile calls to you. Maybe check them all out. Now, let's all take a moment to make a wish for clarity and understanding in our connections. May you find exactly what you need in this reading. Hi, friend, welcome. If you chose the agate tree, this is your reading. This crystal is all about nurturing, and that's perfect because our theme is rooted growth, exploring the foundations that nourish your connection and foster stability and organic expansion. Okay, are you ready? Because these cards have so much to say. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the Empress, and the 8 of Swords. Okay. So, right off the bat, I'm seeing a journey here. Let's dive right into this 5 of Pentacles. This card, it's never fun to see, right? It's giving me this vibe of feeling left out in the cold, like you're looking in from the outside. It's about lack, feeling like you're missing something crucial, and it's often tied to material things, but it's deeper than just money, okay? Like, it's a feeling of being unsupported, unseen, maybe even unworthy. And wow, I feel like this is hitting you pretty hard right now. Okay, so where is this coming up for you? Is this in your relationship? Are you feeling like you're not getting the support you need from your partner? Like, maybe you're pouring your heart out and they're just, not really listening. Or maybe it's financial. Are you stressed about money, feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? Like you're constantly worried about bills and not having enough, like ever. Or, and this is a big one, is it about your self-worth? Do you feel like you're not good enough, not deserving of love, success, happiness? This card often points to a core wound, something that happened way back when that's still affecting you today. Maybe it's from childhood, like you never felt like you measured up to your parents' expectations. Or maybe it's from a past relationship where you were constantly criticized or made to feel small, And here's the thing, it could be a mix of all of these. Like, maybe the financial stress is making you feel unsupported in your relationship, which is then triggering those old feelings of not being good enough. It's all connected, It's like a big knot that needs untangling. But don't worry, because we're going to untangle it. We're totally going to untangle it together. I think the key thing here is to really ask yourself, where am I feeling this lack most intensely right now? And be honest with yourself, okay? Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try to pretend it's not there. Because the first step to healing is acknowledging the wound, right? Okay, so, really dig deep and ask yourself, what am I truly feeling deprived of? Is it love, support, money, validation, something else entirely? And once you know what it is, then we can start to figure out how to get you what you need, okay? And remember that nurturing energy of the agate tree. It's about being gentle with yourself, like a loving parent. What would a loving parent say to you right now? Probably something like, it's okay to feel this way, you're not alone, I'm here for you. Yeah, that sounds about right. Be that loving parent to yourself, okay? Give yourself that nurturing support that you need, because you deserve it 100%. Okay, so we've acknowledged the lack. Now, let's flip the script, shall we? Because next up, we have the Empress, Hello Abundance. Oh my gosh, this card is like a burst of sunshine after a long, cold winter, you know? This is all about creation, fertility, abundance, like, in every sense of the word. This isn't just about money, although yes, money can definitely be part of it. This is about creating the life you want, nurturing your dreams, and attracting all the good things that you deserve. So, after that Five of Pentacles, this is like, girl, you got this. This is like a reminder of your power, your potential, your ability to manifest your desires, okay? The Empress is basically saying, you are a goddess. You are a creator. You have everything you need inside of you to create the life of your dreams. I know, it sounds cheesy, but it's true. And honestly, after feeling so down with the Five of Pentacles, this is exactly what you need to hear, right? It's like, okay, I might be feeling like crap right now, but I'm also capable of amazing things. Yes, you are. So, what does this mean for you specifically? Well, let's think about it. If you're feeling a lack of support in your relationship, the Empress is telling you that you have the power to create that support. Maybe it's about communicating your needs more clearly to your partner. Maybe it's about setting boundaries and saying no to things that drain your energy. Maybe it's about seeking out other sources of support, like friends, family, or a therapist. You are in control of the energy of the relationship. You have the power to bring in nurturing and support. If it's about financial stress, the Empress is telling you that you have the power to create abundance. Maybe it's about starting a side hustle, asking for a raise, or getting smarter about your spending. Maybe it's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, believing that there is enough for everyone, including you. There's so much abundance around. You have the power to tap into it. And if it's about self-worth, the Empress is telling you that you are worthy of love, success, and happiness. You are beautiful inside and out. You are talented, intelligent, and capable of amazing things. Stop listening to that inner critic that tells you otherwise, okay? It's lying. Seriously, tell that voice to shut up. And start focusing on all the things you love about yourself. Write them down, say them out loud. Believe them. You are amazing, friend, truly. See how this connects back to the agate tree? It's all about nurturing yourself, nurturing your dreams, nurturing your relationships, and nurturing your bank account. The Empress is the ultimate nurturer, and she's reminding you that you have that same nurturing energy within you. So tap into it, embrace it. Let it flow, okay? So, like, how good does it feel to know that you have this incredible potential within you? Like, it's seriously exciting, right? Like, you could literally do anything you set your mind to, and I know you can, I really do. But B-U-T. And there's always a but, isn't there? We have the Eight of Swords. Ugh. This card is all about feeling trapped, restricted, limited by your own thoughts, which honestly I feel like is the story of so many people, you know? It's like you're standing in a prison of your own making, blindfolded and bound, but the thing is, the prison is not real. It's all in your head. Oh my gosh, I'm getting chills. This card is hitting hard. So, what are these limiting beliefs that are holding you back? What are these fears that are keeping you stuck? Are you afraid of failure? Afraid of success? Afraid of what other people will think? This card often points to a fear of judgment, a fear of not being good enough, a fear of being vulnerable. It's like that inner critic from the Empress, but on steroids, you know. It's constantly telling you that you can't do it, that you're not good enough, that you're going to fail. And the more you listen to it, the more trapped you feel. So, how is this impacting your relationship? Well, maybe you're afraid to be vulnerable with your partner, afraid to show them your true self, because you're afraid they won't love you for who you are. Maybe you're constantly second-guessing yourself, doubting your decisions, afraid of making a mistake. This can create distance and tension in the relationship, because you're not fully present, not fully engaged. You're too busy worrying about what could go wrong. I get that. I totally do. And how is this impacting your ability to create abundance? Well, maybe you're afraid to take risks, afraid to step outside of your comfort zone because you're afraid of failing. Maybe you're sabotaging your own success because you don't believe you deserve it. This can manifest as procrastination, self-doubt, and a general lack of motivation. You know, it's like you're stopping yourself before you even start. It's so frustrating, right? The key to breaking free from this Eight of Swords energy is to identify those limiting beliefs and challenge them, okay? Ask yourself, is this belief really true? Is there any evidence to support it? Or is it just a story I'm telling myself? And then, start replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones. Focus on your strengths, your accomplishments, your potential. Remind yourself that you are capable of amazing things, even if you don't feel like it right now. It's all about retraining your brain, one thought at a time. This will also help you nurture your relationship. Think about it, and remember the nurturing energy of the agate tree, okay? Be gentle with yourself. Breaking free from these limiting beliefs is not going to happen overnight. It's a process. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of doubt. But don't give up on yourself, okay? Keep nurturing yourself, keep reminding yourself of your worth, and keep moving forward, one step at a time. You got this, I know you do. Okay, so we've got the lack, the potential for abundance, and the mental blocks. But what's the way forward? What's the key to unlocking that Empress energy and breaking free from those swords? Well, the next card is going to give us some serious clues about how to do just that. It's going to show us the secret weapon you have hidden inside you. And trust me, it's going to be good. I can already feel it. Okay. So, we've got the lack, we've got the potential for abundance, we've got all those mental blocks that are going on, right? And now, the Lovers. Oh my gosh, friend, this is big. Seriously big. Okay, so the Lovers card at its core is about choices, right? It's about partnerships, it's about unions, and it's about making a decision that aligns with your values, okay? This isn't just any decision, it's a major life decision, a crossroads. But it's also about harmony, finding that perfect balance between two energies, two people, two aspects of yourself, you know? So, how does this fit into everything we've already talked about? Well, let's see. With that Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold, the Lovers is saying, okay, are you choosing to stay in this feeling of lack, or are you choosing to step into a partnership with yourself, with the universe, with another person that will lift you out of it? It's a conscious choice to say, I deserve more, and I'm going to actively choose to create that. Does that make sense? And then, with the Empress, all that abundance and potential, the Lovers is okay, you have all this potential, but what are you going to do with it? Are you going to choose to create a life that aligns with your values, a relationship that nurtures your soul, a career that fulfills you? It's not just about having the potential, it's about actively choosing to manifest it in a way that brings you joy and harmony. You know, but here's where it gets really interesting, right? With the Eight of Swords, all those mental blocks and limiting beliefs. The Lovers is shining a light on them, saying, okay, these fears, these doubts, they're holding you back from making the right choices. You're choosing to stay trapped in this prison of your own making, but you have the power to choose differently. You can choose to break free from those limitations and step into a relationship with yourself where you believe in your worth, you trust your intuition, and you know that you deserve love and happiness. Wow, okay, I'm getting chills again. This is so powerful. So, what does this mean for your relationship specifically? Well, it could mean a few different things, right? It could mean that you're at a crossroads in your relationship, a point where you need to make a major decision about its future. Are you going to commit to taking it to the next level? Are you going to work through your issues and create a stronger bond? Or are you going to choose to walk away and find a relationship that's more aligned with your values? But it's not just about romantic relationships, right? This could also be about a partnership with yourself. Are you choosing to love yourself, to accept yourself, to forgive yourself for your past mistakes? Are you choosing to prioritize your own needs and desires? Are you choosing to create a life that reflects your authentic self? And here's the thing, this choice isn't always easy, right? Sometimes, the path of least resistance is to stay stuck in those old patterns, to keep choosing the same things, even if they're not good for you. It can be scary to step outside of your comfort zone, to take a risk, to be vulnerable. But the Lovers is saying that the reward for making the right choice is so worth it, you know. It's about finding that deep, soul-level connection with yourself and with others. It's about creating a life filled with love, joy, and harmony. So, how do you know if you're making the right choice? Well, the key is to listen to your intuition, okay? What does your heart tell you? What feels right in your gut? Don't let your head get in the way with all its fears and doubts and limiting beliefs. Trust your inner wisdom. It knows what's best for you. And here's another thing to consider. Are you and your partner aligned on your core values? Do you share the same vision for the future? Do you have similar beliefs about love, relationships, family, career, money? If you're not aligned on these fundamental issues, it's going to be really difficult to create a lasting, harmonious relationship. Like, I'm not saying you have to agree on everything, right? Differences are normal and healthy, but you need to be on the same page about the big stuff, the things that really matter. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly clashing, constantly struggling to find common ground. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. It's just not going to work, you know? Communication is also key, right? You need to be able to talk openly and honestly with your partner about your needs, your desires, your fears. You need to be able to listen to each other without judgment, without defensiveness. You need to be able to compromise and find solutions that work for both of you. And honesty is huge, okay? You need to be honest with yourself and with your partner about what you're really feeling, what you really want. Don't try to hide your true self. Don't try to be someone you're not. Be authentic, be genuine, be real. Because that's the only way to create a truly intimate and meaningful connection. Remember the agate tree, okay? That nurturing energy. Relationships, like trees, need to be nurtured, fed, and cared for. What are you doing to nurture your relationship? Are you spending quality time together? Are you expressing your love and appreciation? Are you supporting each other's dreams and goals? If you're feeling disconnected from your partner, take some time to reconnect, okay? Plan a date night, go for a walk in nature, have a deep conversation. Do something that brings you closer together. And don't be afraid to seek professional help if you need it. A therapist can provide valuable guidance and support as you navigate the challenges of your relationship. But also, remember that the lovers isn't just about romantic relationships. It's about all kinds of partnerships, including the one you have with yourself. So, what are you doing to nurture your relationship with yourself? Are you taking care of your physical health? Are you nourishing your mind and spirit? Are you setting healthy boundaries? If you're feeling depleted or unfulfilled, take some time for self-care, okay? Get a massage, take a bath, read a book, meditate. Do something that makes you feel good, something that recharges your batteries. Because you can't pour from an empty cup, you know. You need to fill yourself up first before you can give to others. So, here's my advice, okay? If you're at a crossroads in your relationship, take some time to really think about what you want, what you need, and what you're willing to do to create the relationship of your dreams. Talk to your partner, be honest and open, and see if you can find a way to move forward together. But if you're not aligned on your core values, if you're constantly clashing, if you're not able to communicate effectively, it might be time to consider whether this relationship is truly serving you. It's okay to walk away from something that's not working, even if it's painful. Sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself and for your partner is to let go. And remember, the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself, okay? Choose to love yourself, choose to accept yourself, choose to forgive yourself. Choose to create a life that reflects your authentic self, a life filled with joy, purpose, and meaning. Okay, so, the lovers is all about choices, partnerships, and alignment, right? It's about making a decision that's going to have a major impact on your life. And it's about nurturing your relationships, both with yourself and with others. Phew, that was a lot. Okay, so, I'm super excited to see what the next card reveals about the path forward. It's going to give us even more clarity on how to make the right choices and create the life you truly desire. Okay, so the lovers is all about choices, partnerships, and alignment, right? And hew all that weight. Well, get ready because the next card is the Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful energy. Okay, so after all that heavy stuff, this knight is coming in with some serious sweetness and light, you know. I'm getting romantic vibes, creative vibes, all the good feels. So let's dive right in, okay? The Knight of Cups in general is a messenger of love, right? He's coming in with an offer, an invitation, a proposal. And it's all about matters of the heart. This isn't necessarily just romantic love, okay? It can also be about creative inspiration, emotional healing, or just a general sense of optimism and hope. He's dreamy, idealistic, a little bit of a romantic for sure. He's following his heart, and he's not afraid to be vulnerable, to express his emotions, to wear his heart on his sleeve. He's also super in tune with his intuition, he just knows what feels right, what feels good, and he goes for it. But here's the thing, right? Nights are all about action, so this isn't just some passive, fluffy energy. This is about taking a step forward, making a move, pursuing your passions. He's not just sitting around dreaming about love, he's actually going out there and trying to find it. And that's huge, especially after that Eight of Swords, feeling all trapped and stuck. This night is nope, I'm breaking free and following my heart. So how does this relate to your relationship? Well, a few possibilities here, right? First, if you're single, this could definitely be a sign that a new relationship is on the horizon. Someone is about to come into your life with a romantic offer, a genuine connection, a chance for true love. This person is going to be sensitive, kind, and emotionally intelligent. They're going to appreciate your vulnerability, your creativity, your inner beauty. They are going to be all about you, This could be the one. And, this night isn't just about looks, though. He could be bringing an offer of deep friendship, the kind where you connect so profoundly that it just changes how you see everything. But if you're already in a relationship, this night could represent a new phase of romance, a deepening of your connection, a rekindling of the flame. Maybe your partner is about to surprise you with a romantic gesture, a heartfelt expression of love, a renewed commitment to the relationship. Maybe they're going to be more open and vulnerable with you, sharing their deepest feelings and desires. This could be a time of really beautiful intimacy and emotional connection. And maybe, just maybe, it's a sign that you two are about to become engaged or, move in together or something. Eek. But, here's the thing to consider, right? Is this night coming from your partner, or is it coming from you? Are you the one who needs to be more open, more vulnerable, more expressive of your love? Are you the one who needs to take the initiative and create more romance in the relationship? Because sometimes we need to embody the energy of the card ourselves, We can't just sit around waiting for someone else to bring us the love we desire. We have to be proactive, we have to create it ourselves. That Empress energy combined with this Knight of Cups is just the most powerful love potion ever. And, the Lover's card was all about choices, right? So maybe this Knight of Cups is presenting you with a choice. Maybe you have to decide whether to stay in your current relationship or to open yourself up to a new possibility. Maybe you have to decide whether to be vulnerable and take a risk, or to stay safe and protected. These choices are so important to make, especially after feeling constricted by the Eight of Swords. And these choices are how you can decide what to choose. But how do you make the right choice? How do you know which path to take? Well, the Knight of Cups is all about following your heart, trusting your intuition, and being true to yourself. If something feels right, if it resonates with your soul, then go for it. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Don't worry about what other people will think. Just listen to your inner voice and follow your heart. And that Eight of Swords energy, right? All those limiting beliefs and mental blocks. This night is like a breath of fresh air. He's showing you that you don't have to be trapped by your fears. You can break free from those limitations and embrace your emotions, your creativity, your authentic self. He's reminding you that you are worthy of love, worthy of happiness, worthy of all the good things that life has to offer. You are worthy of having all the things that you want in your life. But also, it's important to be realistic, right? The Knight of Cups can sometimes be a little bit naive, a little bit idealistic, a little bit prone to wearing rose-colored glasses. He can sometimes get carried away by his emotions and forget to think things through logically. So, it's important to balance that dreamy, romantic energy with a healthy dose of practicality. Don't just blindly follow your heart without considering the consequences. Make sure you're making choices that are aligned with your values and that are actually going to create a positive outcome in your life. Think about how it's going to affect you long-term. And this card can also be a call to embrace your creativity. The Cup suit is all about emotions and intuition, but it's also about art, music, poetry, dance. All the things that make our hearts sing. Maybe this night is urging you to express yourself more fully, to explore your creative talents, to share your gifts with the world. Maybe it's time to take that art class you've always wanted to take, or to start writing that novel you've been dreaming about, or to finally learn how to play the guitar. You know, whatever it is, the Knight of Cups is encouraging you to tap into your creative energy and let it flow. And remember that nurturing energy of the agate tree, right? This Knight of Cups is all about nurturing your emotions, nurturing your relationships, nurturing your creativity. He's reminding you to be gentle with yourself, to be kind to yourself, to be compassionate towards yourself. He's reminding you that you deserve love, you deserve happiness, you deserve to live a life filled with joy and purpose. You so deserve this. So, this Knight of Cups is bringing a wave of fresh, loving energy right when you need it most. It's a reminder that love is always possible, that healing is always possible, and that you have the power to create the life you truly desire. It is so exciting. Okay, so what's the final piece of the puzzle? What's the ultimate message that the universe wants you to hear? I am so excited to pull the next card and find out. Are you ready? Because I have a feeling it's going to be epic. Okay, so we've got this wave of loving energy coming in with the Knight of Cups, but now, done. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, friend, this is a game changer, you know? This card is all about cycles, destiny, and change. It's like the universe is saying, hold on tight because things are about to get interesting. So, right off the bat, this Wheel of Fortune is basically like a giant Ferris wheel, right? It's always turning, always moving, always going up and down. And that's a perfect metaphor for life, and especially for relationships, you know? There are going to be ups and downs, good times and bad times, moments of joy and moments of sorrow. It's just the nature of the beast. But the key thing to remember is that nothing lasts forever. What goes up must come down, and what goes down must come up. So, if you're going through a tough time right now, know that it won't last forever. The wheel is going to turn, and things will get better. And if you're in a really good place right now, enjoy it, savor every moment. But also be aware that the wheel is going to keep turning, and there will be challenges ahead. But here's the thing, right? The Wheel of Fortune isn't just about random chance. It's also about destiny, about karma, about the choices you've made in the past that have led you to this point. Everything is connected, everything has a ripple effect, and you are where you are today because of all the decisions you've made along the way. But that's not to say that you don't have any control, okay? You're not just a passive passenger on this Ferris wheel. You have the power to influence the direction of the wheel, to make choices that will create a better future for yourself. You know, okay, so how does this connect back to that Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold? Well, the Wheel of Fortune is like saying, okay, that feeling of lack, that feeling of being unsupported. It's not permanent, it's just a temporary phase in the cycle. The wheel is turning, and you're about to come into a time of greater abundance and support. Maybe you're going to meet someone who can offer you the help you need. Maybe you're going to discover a hidden talent or resource that you didn't know you had. Or maybe you're just going to have a shift in perspective that allows you to see things in a new light. But you have to be open to receiving it, you know. You have to be willing to let go of that old feeling of lack and step into a new cycle of abundance. Does that make sense? And then, with the Empress, all that creative energy and potential. The Wheel of Fortune is like amplifying it, making it even bigger and better. It's like saying, okay, you have all this potential, but now the universe is going to give you an extra boost. You're going to get lucky breaks, unexpected opportunities, and synchronicities that will help you manifest your dreams even faster. Maybe you're going to win the lottery, or get a promotion at work, or meet someone who can help you launch your own business. But you have to be ready to seize those opportunities when they come along, you know. You have to be willing to take risks, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to trust that the universe has your back. Because the Wheel of Fortune is all about trusting the process, even when you don't know where it's going to lead you. But what about those mental blocks from the Eight of Swords? The Wheel of Fortune is like shaking things up, disrupting those old patterns of thinking, and creating a space for new possibilities to emerge. It's like saying, okay, those limiting beliefs, those fears, they're not serving you anymore. It's time to let them go and step into a new cycle of freedom and empowerment. Like, maybe you're going to have a breakthrough in therapy that helps you understand the root of your fears. Maybe you're going to meet someone who challenges your limiting beliefs and inspires you to think differently. Or maybe you're just going to have a moment of clarity where you realize that you've been holding yourself back all along. But you have to be willing to challenge those old beliefs, to question your assumptions, and to open yourself up to new perspectives. The Wheel of Fortune is all about breaking free from the past and creating a new future for yourself. And with the Lover's card, all those choices and decisions. The Wheel of Fortune is like adding a layer of fate and destiny to the mix. It's like saying, okay, you have the power to make choices, but the universe also has a plan for you. And sometimes, those two things are going to be in alignment, and sometimes they're going to be in conflict. So, how do you navigate that tension? How do you make choices that are both aligned with your values and in accordance with your destiny? Well, the key is to trust your intuition, to listen to your heart, and to be open to guidance from the universe. Like, maybe you're going to have a dream or a synchronicity that points you in a certain direction. Maybe you're going to meet someone who offers you a piece of advice that changes everything. Or maybe you're just going to have a feeling in your gut that tells you what to do. But you have to be willing to pay attention to those signs, to trust your inner wisdom, and to follow the path that's meant for you. Because the Wheel of Fortune is all about surrendering to the flow of life and trusting that everything is happening for a reason. Okay, so then we got the Knight of Cups, right? All that romance and creativity. Well, the Wheel of Fortune is like throwing a wrench into the plans, shaking things up, and creating a new set of possibilities. It's like saying, okay, that romantic offer, that creative inspiration. It's not going to come in the way you expect it to. There are going to be twists and turns, unexpected challenges, and delays along the way. Like, maybe you're going to meet someone who seems perfect at first, but then you realize that they're not who you thought they were. Maybe you're going to have a creative breakthrough, but then you're going to get hit with a wave of self-doubt. Or maybe you're just going to have a series of unexpected events that throw your plans off track. But you have to be willing to adapt to those changes, to be flexible, and to trust that the universe is guiding you towards something even better. Because the Wheel of Fortune is all about embracing the unexpected and finding the silver lining in every situation. It is a game changer. So, let's dive a little deeper into this whole cycle thing, because it's really important. The Wheel of Fortune is reminding us that life is not linear, it's cyclical. We go through seasons just like nature. There are times of growth, times of harvest, times of rest, and times of decay. And each season is necessary for the next one to begin. So, if you're in a season of rest right now, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't feel like you need to be constantly productive or achieving something. Just allow yourself to rest, to recharge, and to prepare for the next season of growth. And if you're in a season of decay right now, don't despair. Don't feel like everything is falling apart. Just allow yourself to grieve, to let go of what's no longer serving you, and to make space for something new to emerge. And here's the thing about destiny, right? It's not about being passive and just letting things happen to you. It's about actively co-creating your reality with the universe. You have the power to make choices that will shape your destiny, but you also have to be willing to surrender to the flow of life and trust that everything is happening for a reason. It's a delicate balance, but it's also incredibly empowering. So, what does all this mean for you practically? Well, first of all, it means that you need to be prepared for change. Things are not going to stay the same, so you need to be flexible, adaptable, and willing to go with the flow. Secondly, it means that you need to trust your intuition. Listen to your heart, pay attention to your dreams, and follow your inner guidance. Thirdly, it means that you need to embrace the unexpected. Don't be afraid of challenges or setbacks. See them as opportunities for growth and learning. And finally, it means that you need to stay grounded and rooted, no matter what's happening around you. Remember that nurturing energy of the agate tree. That's what's going to keep you stable during times of change. Connect with nature, meditate, practice self-care, and surround yourself with supportive people. Because the Wheel of Fortune is all about navigating the twists and turns of life with grace, resilience, and a deep sense of trust. Okay, wow, This Wheel of Fortune is really shaking things up, right? It's like the universe is saying, get ready, because you're about to embark on a wild ride. So, what's the final destination? What's the ultimate purpose of all this change? I am seriously on the edge of my seat to find out. The next card is going to give us the final piece of the puzzle, and I have a feeling it's going to be mind-blowing. Okay, so, the Wheel of Fortune is spinning, right? And all of this change and possibility is swirling around. And now the next card is the Nine of Cups. Oh my gosh, friend, this is pure, unadulterated wish fulfillment. Seriously. Okay, so the Nine of Cups, it's often called the wish card, right? It's all about satisfaction, contentment, happiness, feeling completely fulfilled in every area of your life. It's like you've finally achieved your goals, you've manifested your desires, and you're just basking in the glow of your success. You know, it's like everything is falling into place. It's that feeling of I have everything I could ever want. But here's the thing, right? It's not just about material possessions or external achievements, although those can definitely be part of it. It's more about an inner sense of peace and joy, a feeling of gratitude for all that you have, a deep knowing that you are worthy of all the good things in your life. And after all those other cards, doesn't that sound amazing? Doesn't that sound like exactly what you need right now? I know, right? So, how does this fit into everything we've already talked about? Well, let's see. With that Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold, the Nine of Cups is saying, okay, that feeling of lack, it's about to be replaced with a feeling of abundance. All those needs that you felt weren't being met, they're about to be overflowing. It's a complete 180, you know? It's like you're going from feeling like you have nothing to feeling like you have everything. But here's the secret. The Nine of Cups isn't about the things themselves, it's about recognizing that you already have everything you need inside of you. And then, with the Empress, all that creative energy and potential. The Nine of Cups is saying, okay, you have all this potential, but now you're actually going to see it manifest in tangible ways. All those dreams you've been nurturing, they're about to become a reality. It's not just about having the ability to create, it's about actually creating something amazing, something that brings you deep satisfaction and joy. It's about seeing your hard work pay off and feeling like you've truly made a difference in the world, you know? This is totally you reaching your full potential and just loving every second of it. But here's the real kicker, right? With the Eight of Swords, all those mental blocks and limiting beliefs. The Nine of Cups is saying, okay, those fears, those doubts, they're about to vanish. You're finally going to break free from that prison of your own making and step into a world of limitless possibilities. It's not just about knowing that you can do it, it's about actually doing it and proving to yourself that you are capable of anything you set your mind to. This is about completely shattering those old beliefs and creating a new reality for yourself, a reality where you are free, confident, and empowered. Free from it all. And then, the Lovers, with all those choices and decisions. The Nine of Cups is saying, okay, you've made the right choices. You've aligned yourself with your values, and now you're reaping the rewards. All those tough decisions you had to make, they were worth it. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's not just about making the right choice, it's about experiencing the positive consequences of those choices and feeling grateful for the path you're on. It's about knowing that you're living a life that is authentic, meaningful, and aligned with your soul's purpose. Yes. And with the Knight of Cups, all that romance and creativity. The Nine of Cups is saying, okay, that love, that passion, it's about to blossom into something truly beautiful. All those romantic gestures, those creative inspirations, they're about to create a masterpiece. It's not just about feeling the love, it's about expressing it, sharing it, and creating something lasting with it. It's about turning your emotions into art, your dreams into reality, and your relationships into something truly special. The best is here, and even with that Wheel of Fortune with all its ups and downs, the Nine of Cups is saying, okay, you've weathered the storm. You've navigated the cycles of life, and now you're coming into a time of sustained happiness and stability. All those challenges you faced, they made you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It's not just about surviving the tough times, it's about learning from them, growing from them, and emerging on the other side with a deeper appreciation for life. It's like you've earned this happiness. So, what does this mean for you specifically? Well, it depends on what you've been wishing for, right? What have you been putting out into the universe? What have you been dreaming about? Because the Nine of Cups is saying that those wishes are about to come true. And with that agate tree energy, that nurturing, grounded feeling. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you've planted the seeds, you've watered the soil, and now it's time to harvest the fruits of your labor. Like, all that hard work you've been putting in, it's about to pay off in a big way. But here's the thing to remember, right? The Nine of Cups can sometimes be a little bit superficial, you know. It can be easy to get caught up in the external trappings of success and forget about the inner work that's required to sustain it. It's about remembering to stay grounded, to stay grateful, and to continue nurturing your inner self, even when everything seems to be going perfectly. Also, sometimes the Nine of Cups can also indicate being careful what you wish for, right? Because sometimes we think we want something, but when we actually get it, it's not what we expected. So, it's important to really clarify your desires and make sure that they're aligned with your highest good. Because the universe is going to give you what you ask for, but it's up to you to make sure you're asking for the right things. You know, really think about it. So, here's my advice, okay? Take some time to really connect with your heart and ask yourself, what do I truly desire? What would make me feel truly happy and fulfilled? And then, start taking steps to create that reality for yourself. Visualize it, affirm it, believe it, and act as if it's already here. Because the Nine of Cups is all about manifesting your dreams, but you have to be an active participant in the process. You can't just sit around and wait for things to happen, you have to go out there and make them happen. Okay, and here's another thing to consider, right? The Nine of Cups can sometimes indicate a tendency to indulge in pleasures and comforts, to overeat, to overspend, to overdo it in general. So, it's important to maintain a sense of balance and moderation, to avoid getting too caught up in the material world. It's about enjoying the good things in life without letting them control you. And remember that nurturing energy of the agate tree, right? The Nine of Cups is all about nurturing your happiness, nurturing your relationships, and nurturing your dreams. But it's also about nurturing your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. It's about taking care of yourself from the inside out so that you can sustain your happiness and live a long, fulfilling life. Don't neglect yourself. So, this Nine of Cups is bringing a wave of wish fulfillment energy, right when you need it most. It's a reminder that you are worthy of all the good things in life, that you have the power to manifest your dreams, and that you are surrounded by abundance and support. But it's also a reminder to stay grounded, to stay grateful, and to continue nurturing your inner self so that you can sustain your happiness and live a life that is truly fulfilling. Okay? Okay, so, the Nine of Cups is all about wish fulfillment, happiness, and contentment, right? It's about feeling like you have everything you could ever want. But it's also about being careful what you wish for, staying grounded, and nurturing your inner self. Okay, Hugh, that was a lot. Okay, so, I'm super excited to see what the next card reveals about the final outcome of all this. It's going to give us even more clarity on how to manifest your dreams and create the life you truly desire. I can feel it. Okay, friend. So, after all of that, after the Five of Pentacles and feeling like you're out in the cold, right? And then the Empress showing up with all that abundance and creative juice. And then, the Eight of Swords getting all stuck in your head. Then, hello, the Lovers, and all the choices and partnerships coming your way. And that Knight of Cups bringing all that romance and beauty into your life. Then the Wheel of Fortune spinning around, turning everything upside down, right? And landing with the Nine of Cups, all your wishes coming true. Phew, after all of that. We have the Fool. Oh my gosh, friend, this is just perfect. It's like the universe is giving you a giant hug and saying, okay, it's time to jump. This card is all about new beginnings, innocence, and taking a leap of faith, right? It's that feeling of standing on the edge of a cliff with your backpack on, ready to embark on a brand new adventure, not knowing what's ahead, but trusting that everything is going to be okay. So the fool, he's that free spirit, right? He's the one who's not afraid to take risks, to be different, to follow his heart, no matter where it leads him. He's got this childlike sense of wonder and curiosity, like he's seeing the world for the first time, every single day. He's optimistic, enthusiastic, and full of energy. And he's got this unwavering belief in himself and in the universe, like he knows that everything is always working out for his highest good. Like, he just knows. But here's the thing, right? The fool isn't just some naive idiot who's blindly stumbling through life. He's actually incredibly wise, incredibly intuitive, and incredibly connected to his inner self. He's learned to trust his instincts, to follow his own path, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. And that's why he's so successful, that's why he's so happy, and that's why he's so inspiring to others. So, how does this relate to everything we've already talked about? Well, let's see. With that 5 of Pentacles, that feeling of lack and insecurity, the fool is like saying, okay, that's all in the past. You're not defined by your past experiences, you're not limited by your fears, you're free to create a brand new future for yourself. It's a complete reset, you know. It's like you're wiping the slate clean and starting over with a fresh perspective and a renewed sense of hope. You aren't in the cold anymore, you're on a warm, new adventure. And then, with the Empress, that abundance and creative power, the fool is like saying, okay, you have all this potential, but now it's time to put it into action. It's time to take that leap of faith and start creating the life you've always dreamed of. It's not enough to just have the potential, you have to actually use it, you have to take the first step, you have to be willing to fail, and you have to keep going, even when things get tough. He's pushing you, but the mental blocks, right? From that 8 of Swords. The fool is saying, those fears are illusions. You can choose to believe in them, or you can choose to step into the unknown and discover your true potential. The 8 of Swords is all about feeling trapped, but the fool is all about freedom. You can do this. He is the key. And the Lovers. With those choices and decisions, the fool is saying, all those choices have led you to this moment. Now, trust your intuition, follow your heart, and step into this new chapter with confidence and joy. It's about trusting that you've made the right decisions, that you're on the right path, and that everything is going to work out exactly as it's meant to. But that Knight of Cups, right? All that romance and creativity, the fool is like saying, embrace the love, embrace the passion, but don't be afraid to let go of what's not serving you. Be open to new possibilities, be willing to take risks, and trust that the universe is guiding you towards something even better. It's not about clinging to the past, it's about embracing the future with an open heart and a sense of adventure. Keep going, and the Wheel of Fortune, all those cycles of life. The fool is saying, the wheel keeps turning, but you are the one who's steering the ship. Embrace the change, trust the process, and know that every experience, both good and bad, is leading you towards your ultimate destiny. It's about understanding that life is a journey, not a destination, and that the most important thing is to enjoy the ride. Oh yes, enjoy it. And finally, the 9 of Cups, all those wishes coming true. The fool is saying, you've manifested your desires, you've created a life that you love, now it's time to share your gifts with the world. Inspire others, spread joy, and make a positive impact on the lives of those around you. It's not just about fulfilling your own wishes, it's about using your success to make the world a better place. All of this culminates to the Fool. Wow. So, what does this mean for you practically? Well, it means that it's time to take a leap of faith, friend. It's time to step outside of your comfort zone, to try something new, to follow your heart, no matter where it leads you. It's time to embrace the unknown with open arms and trust that everything is going to be okay. Maybe you've been wanting to start your own business, but you've been too afraid to take the risk. The Fool is saying, go for it, what do you have to lose? Or maybe you've been wanting to travel the world, but you've been waiting for the perfect moment. The Fool is saying, the perfect moment is now, book that ticket. Or maybe you've been wanting to end a relationship, but you've been afraid of being alone. The Fool is saying, you are not alone. Trust that the universe will bring you the love you deserve. Whatever it is, the Fool is urging you to take action, to follow your dreams, and to live your life to the fullest. And remember that agate tree energy, right? that nurturing, grounding force. The Fool is saying, connect with nature, nurture your soul, and trust that the universe is always supporting you on your journey. Like, this isn't about being reckless or irresponsible, okay? It's about being brave, being authentic, and being true to yourself. It's about trusting your intuition, following your heart, and knowing that you are capable of anything you set your mind to. It's also about knowing that you might stumble and fall along the way, and that's okay. That's part of the journey. The important thing is to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. The Fool is about learning and growing, right? The Fool reminds you to stay grounded. He is a reminder to be kind and be free. So, here's my final advice, okay? Embrace the unknown, trust your intuition, and take a leap of faith. You are stronger than you think, you are more capable than you believe, and you are more loved than you can ever imagine. The Fool is telling you to go forth and make your mark on the world. And remember, friend, you're not alone on this journey. I'm here to support you, to encourage you, and to celebrate your successes every step of the way. You got this. I believe in you. Now go out there and be a fool for love, a fool for joy, and a fool for life. Okay? Okay. Okay, so, centering with the opal pyramid. That makes so much sense because opals are all about, seeing all the different facets, right? And this reading is about reflecting light, focusing on aligning your inner perspectives. So you can illuminate what's hidden and get to a balanced understanding in the relationship. It feels very important, and I just love how it all ties together. Okay, so these cards, 8 of Wands, 7 of Cups, Ace of Swords, it's like buckle up, buttercup, because things are happening fast. And it's kind of chaotic, but in a potentially good way. So let's jump right into this 8 of Wands, right? Because this card is all about speed, movement, and communication. It's like messages are flying in from everywhere. Think of it like, when you finally decide to put yourself out there, maybe you updated your dating profile or something, and suddenly, bam, everyone wants to talk to you. Or, maybe you and your partner have been dancing around a certain topic for ages, and suddenly it's like the floodgates open, and you're just talking and talking and talking about everything. That's the energy of the 8 of Wands. It's like rapid-fire communication, things happening quickly, a lot of movement. It can feel really exciting, but also, honestly, a little overwhelming, right? Because it's so much at once. It's like trying to catch all these little darts of information as they're flying past you. It's like, whoa. And sometimes the 8 of Wands can literally mean travel too. So maybe there's a trip involved in this relationship, or maybe you're planning a trip together, or maybe even someone is traveling to see you. It could also mean that things are just progressing really quickly in the relationship. Maybe you just met someone, and suddenly you're spending every waking moment together, which can be super exciting, but also, it's important to make sure you're still grounded and taking care of yourself. But overall, the 8 of Wands is a really positive card. It's about progress, movement, and things finally starting to happen after maybe a period of stagnation. So, if you've been feeling like things have been stuck in neutral, this card is a great sign that things are about to pick up. You just have to be ready to, hold on tight and go with the flow. And try not to get too dizzy in the process, okay? Because it's with all this fast-paced energy, with all this communication flying back and forth, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind and lose sight of what you actually want, which kind of brings us to our next card, right? The 7 of Cups. Oh, the 7 of Cups. This card is choices, choices everywhere. So, the 7 of Cups. It's a card of, illusions, choices, possibilities, fantasies. It's like you're standing in front of all these different cups, and each one has something different inside, but you can't really see what's in them clearly. Some might be amazing, some might be total duds, and some might be downright scary. It's which one do you choose? How do you know which path to take? It can be a really overwhelming card because it represents so many different options. And maybe you're feeling pulled in a million different directions at once. Maybe you have all these different ideas and dreams, but you don't know which one to pursue. Or maybe, in the context of a relationship, you're just not sure what you want. Are you looking for something serious? Are you just wanting to have fun? Are you even sure this is the right person for you? That's the energy of the 7 of Cups. It's like so many possibilities, but also a lot of confusion. It can feel really dreamy and fantastical, but also kind of disorienting. It's like you're lost in a maze of your own thoughts and desires, and you can't quite find your way out. And you know, sometimes the Seven of Cups can also represent wishful thinking or illusions. It's like you're seeing things the way you want them to be, rather than the way they actually are. Maybe you're idealizing someone or a situation, or maybe you're ignoring red flags because you want something to work so badly. It's so important, especially with the Seven of Cups, to, take a step back and really look at things objectively. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. And remember that not everything that glitters is gold. Some of those cups might look really appealing on the outside, but they could be empty or even poisonous on the inside. So, how do you navigate the Seven of Cups, especially when you've got the Eight of Wands throwing all these options at you super fast? Well, that's where our Opal pyramid comes in, right? Because opals are all about seeing all those different facets. It's about finding that inner balance so you can actually illuminate what's hidden. And that's exactly what you need to do with the Seven of Cups. You need to slow down, take a deep breath, and really look at each option from all angles. Don't just jump at the first thing that looks shiny. Take the time to really investigate, to ask questions, to get clear on what you actually want and need. And don't be afraid to say no to the things that don't feel right, even if they seem really tempting at first. It's like, trust your intuition, okay? Because your inner wisdom knows what's best for you, even if your mind is still confused. Because the Seven of Cups can also be about, scattered energy, right? It's like you're trying to do too many things at once, and you're not really focusing on anything fully. So, it's important to prioritize and to choose the things that are really aligned with your goals and your values. And to let go of the things that are just distractions or time wasters. Maybe you need to, declutter your life, both physically and mentally. Get rid of the things that are holding you back or draining your energy, and create space for the things that you actually want to bring into your life. It's like, clear the decks so you can see clearly. And also, the Seven of Cups can be a call to be more creative and imaginative. It's about tapping into your inner child and allowing yourself to dream and to explore. But it's also about grounding those dreams in reality and taking practical steps to make them happen. So, it's a delicate balance, right? Between fantasy and reality, between possibility and practicality. But that's where the magic lies. It's about finding that sweet spot where you can be both creative and grounded, both dreamy and realistic. So, with the Eight of Wands bringing all this fast-paced energy and the Seven of Cups bringing all these choices and possibilities, it can feel like you're standing at a crossroads, right? Like you're not sure which way to turn or what to do next. But don't worry, because that's where our next card comes in to save the day. And, oh my god, it's such a good one. It's the Ace of Swords. Oh my god, the Ace of Swords. Okay, this is huge. After all that whirlwind of communication from the Eight of Wands and all those confusing choices from the Seven of Cups, bam, the Ace of Swords just cuts right through it all. It's like, suddenly everything becomes clear. You see the truth shining right in front of you. It's like, finally. So, remember how we were talking about feeling overwhelmed and confused? Like you weren't sure which way to turn with all those options from the Seven of Cups. Well, the Ace of Swords is like a laser beam of clarity, cutting through the fog. It's like, okay, this is what's real. This is the truth. This is what you need to focus on. And with the Eight of Wands, maybe all that communication was just noise, right? Just a bunch of opinions and information flying at you. But the Ace of Swords helps you to filter out the distractions and to really hear what's important, what resonates with your inner truth. It's like you suddenly know what to listen to and what to ignore. It's like a mental reset button. But okay, let's dig a little deeper, right? Because the Ace of Swords isn't just about clarity, it's also about new beginnings. It's like a fresh start in the realm of the mind, of communication, of truth. It's about making a decision, taking a stand, and moving forward with confidence. Maybe you've been holding back, afraid to speak your mind or to pursue what you really want. Well, the Ace of Swords is giving you the green light. It's saying, go for it, be bold, be honest, the truth will set you free. It's a card of intellectual breakthrough, a moment of sudden understanding. It's like the universe is handing you a sword and saying, okay, it's time to cut away anything that's not serving you. Any limiting beliefs, any toxic relationships, any self-doubt. Just slice it away. It's time to step into your power and to claim your truth, and you know what else? The Ace of Swords is also about justice. It's about fighting for what's right, standing up for the underdog, and using your voice to make a difference. Maybe you've been feeling called to, speak out about something that's important to you. Or maybe you've been wanting to get involved in a cause that you believe in. Well, this card is a sign that now is the time. It's time to use your intellect, your wit, and your communication skills to create positive change in the world. It's like, be a warrior for truth. But like a kind warrior, a warrior with compassion. But okay, heads up, because the sword suit can also have a shadow side, right? It's not all sunshine and roses. The Ace of Swords can also represent being too harsh, too critical, or too judgmental. It's like you have to be careful not to cut people down with your words or to use your intellect as a weapon. Especially in relationships, right? Because sometimes honesty can be brutal. Sometimes the truth hurts. So, it's important to temper your words with kindness and to be mindful of the impact that they have on others. It's like, think before you speak, okay? And don't just go around wielding your sword all willy-nilly. Use it wisely and with intention, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to listen. So, how do you actually use this Ace of Swords energy in your life right now? Well, first of all, take some time to really get clear on what you want. What are your goals? What are your values? What's truly important to you? Don't let yourself get distracted by all the noise and the drama. Focus on what matters most. And then, once you have that clarity, start taking action. Start making decisions that are aligned with your truth. Start communicating your needs and your boundaries. And don't be afraid to say no to the things that don't feel right. It's like, protect your energy. And remember, the Ace of Swords is all about new beginnings. So, maybe it's time to start a new project, a new relationship, or a new chapter in your life. Whatever it is, embrace it with courage and with conviction. And trust that you have the strength and the wisdom to create the life that you truly desire. And remember our Opal pyramid, right? And how it's all about centering and seeing all the different facets. Well, that's exactly what you need to do with the Ace of Swords. You need to use your intellect to examine all the different angles of a situation and to find the truth that lies within. You need to be objective, but also compassionate. And you need to trust your intuition to guide you along the way. It's like the Opal pyramid is helping you to stay grounded and balanced, even when you're wielding that powerful sword of truth. It's like it's keeping you centered so you don't go off chopping people's heads off, Metaphorically, of course. Also, the Ace of Swords, with all that cutting away of what doesn't serve you, might mean you need to have a difficult conversation. Like, maybe there's something that's been bothering you in the relationship, something you've been avoiding talking about. Well, the Ace of Swords is saying, okay, it's time to address it. It's time to be honest and to speak your truth, even if it's uncomfortable. But remember, do it with kindness and with compassion, and focus on finding a solution that works for both of you. It's like communication is key, but like clear, honest, and loving communication. And sometimes the Ace of Swords can also represent a legal matter. Maybe you're dealing with a contract, a lawsuit, or some other kind of legal issue. If so, this card is a sign that you'll have the clarity and the strength to navigate it successfully. Just be sure to do your research and to get good advice. And don't be afraid to fight for what's right. It's like the truth will prevail, but you have to be willing to stand up for it. But really, the biggest message I'm getting from this Ace of Swords is about owning your power. It's about recognizing your own intelligence, your own strength, and your own ability to create the life that you want. It's about stepping into your role as a leader, as a visionary, as a truth seeker. And it's about using your gifts to make a positive impact on the world. It's like you have so much to offer. Don't be afraid to shine your light, and don't let anyone dim your sparkle. The world needs your truth, your passion, and your unique perspective. So, with the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, it feels like you're going through a major transformation, right? Like you're shedding old layers and stepping into a new version of yourself. And it can be scary, but it's also incredibly exciting. It's like you're on the verge of something amazing. Just trust the process and keep moving forward, one step at a time. And remember, you're not alone. The universe is supporting you every step of the way. Also, I'm supporting you, obviously. I'm so excited to see what the next cards reveal. It feels like we're just getting started. Are you ready to see what's next? Because I am so ready to pull the next card. It's going to be amazing. I can feel it. I wonder if it will build on this clarity or take us in a totally new direction. Oh, the suspense. Oh my God, Judgment. Okay, so, after all that clarity from the Ace of Swords, now we're getting the Judgment card. This is huge, seriously huge. It's like the universe is saying, okay, it's time to level up. It's not just about seeing the truth, it's about, facing the consequences of your actions and making a conscious decision to move forward. This isn't just about, oh, I see things clearly now. It's about, okay, now what am I going to do with that clarity? Does that make sense? Because with the Eight of Wands, all that rapid communication, and the Seven of Cups, all those choices, maybe you made some decisions that you now need to, really think about. Maybe you said some things you regret, or maybe you chose a path that didn't quite work out the way you expected. Judgment is about, taking responsibility for all of it. It's about owning your story, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and learning from it. It's like a cosmic audit, And it can feel a little scary, honestly, because it's forcing you to look at yourself and your relationship with total honesty. No more hiding, no more pretending. It's time to face the music. But here's the amazing thing about the Judgment card, though. It's not about punishment. It's not about beating yourself up for your mistakes. It's about forgiveness, both for yourself and for your partner. It's about understanding that everyone makes mistakes and that those mistakes can actually be opportunities for growth and healing. It's release the past, forgive yourself, forgive each other, and move on with a clean slate. And remember that Opal pyramid. Remember how it's all about centering and seeing all the different facets? Well, that's so important with the Judgment card. Because you need to be able to look at the situation from all angles with compassion and understanding in order to really learn from it. Don't just focus on the negative. Acknowledge the positive too. Acknowledge the love, the connection, the growth that has happened in the relationship. Because judgment isn't just about the past. It's also about the future. It's about making a conscious decision to create a better future based on the lessons you've learned. It's like you've been given a second chance. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to create a relationship that's more fulfilling, more authentic, and more loving? And with that Ace of Swords, that clarity we talked about, judgment is taking that clarity and turning it into action. It's not enough to just see the truth. You have to live the truth. You have to make choices that are aligned with your values and your goals. You have to be honest with yourself and with your partner. And you have to be willing to work through the tough stuff, even when it's uncomfortable. The Ace of Swords gave you the insight, and now judgment is giving you the courage to act on it. And sometimes, judgment can literally mean a legal judgment. Maybe there's a divorce, a settlement, or some other kind of legal matter that needs to be resolved. If so, this card is a sign that you'll get the justice you deserve. Just be sure to stand up for yourself and to fight for what's right. But really, the biggest message I'm getting from this Judgment card is about, a spiritual awakening. It's about realizing that you're not just a physical being, but also a spiritual being, and that you have a higher purpose in life. And that purpose is to love, to grow, and to evolve. And that your relationship is actually a vehicle for that spiritual growth. It's your partner is your teacher, your mirror, and your soulmate. And that you're both here to help each other learn and grow and become the best versions of yourselves. Oh my God, this is getting deep, right? Because with the Judgment card, you're being called to step into your highest potential. To let go of all the old baggage, all the old patterns, and all the old beliefs that are holding you back. And to embrace a new way of being, a new way of relating, and a new way of loving. It's you're being reborn, and that can be scary, but it's also incredibly liberating. It's you're finally free to be yourself, to be authentic, and to be true to your heart. And you know what else? The Judgment card can also represent a major life change. Maybe you're moving to a new city, starting a new job, or having a baby. Whatever it is, it's a sign that you're on the verge of something big. Something that will change your life forever. And with the Eight of Wands, all that fast-paced energy, it's like things are happening quickly. You don't have a lot of time to prepare. You just have to trust the process and go with the flow. But with the Seven of Cups, all those choices, it's important to make sure you're making choices that are aligned with your values and your goals. Don't just jump at the first thing that comes along. Take your time, weigh your options, and choose wisely. And remember that Ace of Swords? That clarity? Use it to guide you. Use it to cut through the confusion and to see what's really important. Because with the Judgment card, you're being called to make a decision that will shape the rest of your life, a decision that will determine the fate of your relationship. So, choose wisely, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to your friends, your family, your therapist, your tarot reader. Get some support and guidance, because you don't have to do this alone. You're surrounded by people who love you and who want to help you succeed. And remember that Opal pyramid. It's there to help you stay centered and balanced, even when things get crazy. It's there to help you see all the different facets of the situation and to find the truth that lies within. It's like the Opal pyramid is your anchor in the storm. It's keeping you grounded and connected to your inner wisdom. So, trust yourself, trust your intuition, and trust that everything is happening for a reason. Because with the Judgment card, you're being called to step into your power and to create the life that you truly desire. It's like you're the author of your own story. What kind of story do you want to write? And you know, the Judgment card, it often shows a figure rising from a coffin, right? It's like being resurrected. So maybe there's something in your relationship that needs to be brought back to life. Maybe there's a spark that's been lost, a passion that's faded, or a dream that's been forgotten. Well, this card is saying, it's time to revive it. It's time to bring that spark back to life. It's time to rekindle the passion, and it's time to chase after those forgotten dreams, because with the Judgment card, anything is possible. You just have to believe in yourself and in your power to create miracles. And you know, sometimes the Judgment card can also represent a public event. Maybe you're getting married, giving a speech, or launching a new business. Whatever it is, it's a sign that you're being called to share your gifts with the world, to step into the spotlight and to shine your light. So don't be afraid to be seen, don't be afraid to be heard, and don't be afraid to be yourself, because the world needs your unique talents and your unique perspective. So how do you actually work with this Judgment energy, right? Like practically. First, spend some time in quiet reflection. Meditate, journal, or just sit in silence and listen to your inner voice. Ask yourself, what am I being called to release? What am I being called to embrace? And what am I being called to create? And then, take action. Start making small changes in your life that are aligned with your answers. Start saying no to the things that are draining your energy and yes to the things that are filling you up. Start surrounding yourself with people who support you and who believe in you. And start taking risks. Start stepping outside of your comfort zone and trying new things. Because with the Judgment card, you're being called to live your life to the fullest. To embrace every opportunity and to make every moment count. And you know, the Judgment card can also be about, like, facing your fears. Maybe there's something you've been avoiding, something you've been dreading, or something you've been running away from. Well, this card is saying, it's time to face it. It's time to confront your fears and to overcome them. Because on the other side of fear lies freedom. On the other side of fear lies joy. And on the other side of fear lies your true potential. Oh my God, I'm getting chills. Because this is like the ultimate wake-up call. It's like the universe is shaking you by the shoulders and saying, wake up, it's time to live. And you know, with the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, all that energy we've been talking about, it's all leading up to this moment. It's all preparing you for this transformation. It's all guiding you towards your highest destiny. So, trust the journey, trust the process, and trust that you're exactly where you need to be. And with that Opal pyramid, remember it is about reflecting light, right? So, this Judgment card might be asking you to reflect on how you're reflecting light in the world and in your relationship. Are you shining your light brightly? Are you helping your partner shine their light? Or are you dimming each other's sparkle? It's like you're being called to be a beacon of light and love in the world, and to inspire others to do the same. So, with all that said, I'm seriously, on the edge of my seat to see what the next card is. Because this Judgment card feels like a turning point. It feels like everything is about to shift. I wonder if the next card will show us what direction you're heading in, or if it will give us more details about the transformation itself. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Are you ready? Okay. So the Eight of Cups. Whoa, this is like a big one, right? Because after all that Judgment energy, all that spiritual awakening and facing the music, now we have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is all about walking away. It's about leaving something behind, even if it's hard, even if it's sad. It's like turning your back on something that's no longer serving you and moving towards something new, something better. So, the immediate feeling I'm getting from this card is a sense of sadness, right? A sense of loss. There's something that you're having to let go of, something that you're having to say goodbye to. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a dream, it could be a whole way of life. But whatever it is, it's something that's been a part of your life for a while, and it's not easy to just walk away from it. But the Eight of Cups isn't just about sadness, though. It's also about, courage, right? It takes a lot of courage to walk away from something that's familiar, something that's comfortable, even if it's not good for you. It's you're choosing to prioritize your own well-being, your own happiness, even if it means, facing the unknown. And that's a really powerful thing. So, how does this connect to the other cards, right? Because we have the Eight of Wands with all that fast communication, the Seven of Cups with all those choices, the Ace of Swords with the clarity, and then Judgment, that big wake-up call. So, maybe with all that fast communication from the Eight of Wands, you, finally realized something wasn't working right. Maybe you were getting all these different messages, and you finally saw the truth, thanks to the Ace of Swords. And maybe with the Seven of Cups, all those choices were just distractions, keeping you from seeing what you really needed to do. And then Judgment, it's that was the moment you realized you had to make a change, you had to walk away. It's the universe was giving you a nudge, saying, okay, it's time to go. So what exactly are you walking away from? That's the big question, right? And there are a few possibilities. Maybe you're walking away from the relationship itself. Maybe you've realized that it's just not working, that you're not compatible, that you're not happy. And it's hard, right? Because you probably have a lot of history together, a lot of memories. But sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for yourself and for your partner is to just let it go. To release each other with love and to move on. Or maybe you're not walking away from the whole relationship, but you're walking away from something within the relationship. Maybe you're walking away from a pattern of behavior that's been hurting you, constant arguing, or maybe a lack of communication, or maybe even something like infidelity. It's you're saying, okay, I'm done with this. I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. And you're setting a boundary, you're standing up for yourself, and you're choosing to create a healthier dynamic. Or maybe you're walking away from something within yourself, right? Maybe you're walking away from a limiting belief, or a fear, or a pattern of self-sabotage. It's you're realizing that you've been holding yourself back, that you've been playing small, and that it's time to step into your power. And you're choosing to release all that old baggage and to move forward with confidence and with self-love. This could be, really tied to that Judgment card we just talked about, right? That shedding of the old. What needs to be left behind to really embrace this new you? It's what coffin are you climbing out of, And sometimes the Eight of Cups can also represent walking away from a situation that's been draining your energy. Maybe it's a toxic work environment, or a difficult family situation, or a friendship that's become one-sided. It's you're realizing that you can't pour from an empty cup, and that you need to prioritize your own well-being. And you're choosing to create space in your life for things that actually nourish you and support you. So, whatever it is that you're walking away from, it's important to remember that it's not a failure, right? It's not a sign that you're weak or that you're giving up. It's actually a sign that you're strong, that you're courageous, and that you're choosing to honor your own needs. And it's also important to remember that walking away doesn't mean that you're erasing the past. It doesn't mean that you're forgetting the good times or that you're denying the love that you shared. It just means that you're acknowledging that things have changed, that you've grown, and that it's time to move on to a new chapter. It's like you're taking the lessons that you've learned from the past and you're using them to create a better future. But let's dig a little deeper, right? Because the Eight of Cups isn't just about the external situation, it's also about the internal journey. It's about the process of letting go, of grieving, of healing. It's about allowing yourself to feel the sadness, the anger, the disappointment, without judging yourself or trying to push it away. It's like you're giving yourself permission to be human, to be vulnerable, and to be authentic. And it's also about trusting that you'll get through it, that you'll heal, and that you'll come out stronger on the other side. It's like you're believing in your own resilience, your own ability to overcome challenges. Sometimes the Eight of Cups can also represent a spiritual journey. It's like you're walking away from the material world and you're turning towards something deeper, something more meaningful. Maybe you're exploring your spirituality, or maybe you're connecting with nature, or maybe you're just spending more time in quiet contemplation. It's like you're realizing that there's more to life than just the physical, that there's a whole other dimension to explore. And you're choosing to prioritize your spiritual growth, your connection to something bigger than yourself. So, how does this all relate to the Opal Pyramid, right? Because the Opal Pyramid is all about centering, about seeing all the different facets, about reflecting light to illuminate what's hidden. Well, with the Eight of Cups, it's like you're being called to really center yourself, to get grounded, and to connect with your inner wisdom. Because when you're walking away from something, it's easy to get lost, to feel disoriented, to doubt yourself. But if you can stay centered, if you can stay connected to your truth, then you'll be able to navigate the journey with more clarity and with more confidence. It's like the Opal Pyramid is helping you to stay grounded, even when you're feeling lost at sea. And it's also helping you to see all the different facets of the situation, to understand the different perspectives, and to find the hidden lessons. It's like you're not just walking away blindly, you're walking away with awareness, with understanding, and with compassion. And it's also about reflecting light, right? About illuminating what's hidden. So maybe the Eight of Cups is calling you to reflect on what's been hidden from you, what you haven't been able to see. Maybe you've been ignoring red flags, or maybe you've been denying your own needs, or maybe you've been afraid to speak your truth. Well, now is the time to illuminate those hidden areas, to bring them into the light, and to heal them. It's like the Opal Pyramid is helping you to shine a light on your shadow self, to embrace your imperfections, and to love yourself unconditionally. And sometimes the Eight of Cups can also be a sign that you need to, simplify your life. Maybe you're carrying too much baggage, too much stuff, too much responsibility. It's like you're weighed down by all the things that you're holding onto and you can't move forward. Well, this card is saying, okay, it's time to declutter. It's time to get rid of the things that you don't need, the things that are holding you back, the things that are draining your energy, and to create space for the things that you actually want to bring into your life. It's like you're lightening your load so you can walk more freely, more easily, and more joyfully. And really, the Eight of Cups, I think it's asking you to trust the universe, right? To trust that everything is happening for a reason, even if you don't understand it right now. To trust that you're being guided towards something better, something more aligned with your soul's purpose. And to trust that you have the strength, the courage, and the wisdom to navigate the journey. It's like the universe has your back, and it's leading you towards your highest good. So, what's the overall message here, right? With the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Swords, Judgment, and now the Eight of Cups. It feels like you're going through a major transformation, a major shedding, a major rebirth. It's like you're letting go of the old and embracing the new. You're releasing the past and creating the future. And it can be scary, right? But it's also incredibly exciting, because you're on the verge of something amazing. You're stepping into your power, you're claiming your truth, and you're creating a life that's more authentic, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your soul's purpose. So, trust the process, trust yourself, and trust the universe. And remember that Opal Pyramid, right? Center yourself, see all the facets, reflect the light, and you'll be amazed at what you discover. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. This is like a really powerful reading. And I'm so curious to see what the final card is. Because the Eight of Cups, it's not the end of the story, right? It's just the beginning of a new chapter. So what's that next chapter going to look like? What's the universe going to reveal? I'm on the edge of my seat. Are you ready to pull the final card? Because I am so ready. I wonder if it will show us where you're headed, or if it will give us some more guidance on how to navigate this journey. Oh, the suspense. Okay. The Fool, my God. Okay, so after all of that, after all the intense soul-searching and the walking away, we get the Fool. This is huge. I'm getting chills right now. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you've cleared the decks, you've faced your demons now. Jump. It's a brand new beginning, a clean slate, a total leap of faith. So, think about it, right? We had all that fast-paced communication with the Eight of Wands, then the Seven of Cups with all those choices swirling around, the Ace of Swords cutting through the BS to give you clarity, the Judgment card forcing you to face the music and make a decision, and then, bam, the Eight of Cups walking away from what's not serving you. So, what's left? The Fool. It's like you've literally cleared a path for this brand new, totally unknown adventure. The Fool is all about new beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, and taking risks. It's about stepping off the edge of a cliff, not knowing where you're going to land, but trusting that everything is going to be okay. It's about embracing the unknown with open arms and a sense of childlike wonder. You know, it's funny because after the heaviness of judgment and the sadness of the Eight of Cups, the Fool is like a breath of fresh air. It's like the universe is saying, okay, enough with the seriousness. It's time to have some fun. It's like you've graduated from soul-searching boot camp and now you get to go out and play. But let's not get too carried away, right? Because the Fool can also be a little bit reckless. It's about taking risks, sure, but it's also about being a little bit naive, a little bit impulsive. It's like jumping without looking. So you have to be careful not to be too foolish, you know? You don't want to just blindly jump into anything without thinking it through, especially after all that clarity you got from the Ace of Swords. So how does this all tie together, right? Because we've got this whole journey that we've been tracking. With the Eight of Wands, maybe you were getting all these messages about new opportunities, new possibilities, and the Fool is saying, okay, it's time to explore them. But with the Seven of Cups, all those choices, you need to be careful not to get too overwhelmed. The Fool can be a little bit scattered, a little bit directionless, so you need to use that clarity from the Ace of Swords to guide you. And the Judgment card, that was all about facing the consequences of your actions, right? So the Fool is saying, okay, you've learned your lessons, now it's time to move on. But you still need to remember those lessons, you know. You don't want to repeat the same mistakes. And with the Eight of Cups walking away, the Fool is saying, okay, you've left the past behind, now it's time to create a new future. But you still need to honor the past, you still need to acknowledge what you've learned. Okay, so, practically, what does this all mean? What is the Fool actually telling you to do? Well, first of all, it's telling you to be open to new experiences, to say yes to things that you might normally say no to step outside of your comfort zone and try something completely different. It's like, take a class, go on a trip, talk to a stranger. Just do something that scares you a little bit, and it's telling you to trust your intuition, to listen to your gut feeling and to follow your heart. The Fool is all about instinct, about knowing what's right for you, even if it doesn't make logical sense. And it's telling you to have fun, to let go of your worries and to just enjoy the ride. Life is too short to be serious all the time, you know? So laugh, dance, sing, play, embrace your inner child and let yourself be silly. But remember to be mindful, okay? The Fool can be a little bit spacey, a little bit detached from reality. So stay grounded, stay present, and pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't just blindly stumble into things. And remember our Opal pyramid, right? Remember how it's all about centering and reflecting light? Well, that's so important with the Fool. Because the Fool can be a little bit all over the place, a little bit scattered. So you need to use that Opal pyramid energy to stay centered, to stay grounded, and to stay connected to your inner wisdom. It's like the Opal pyramid is your anchor, keeping you from floating away into the clouds. And it's about reflecting light, right? About illuminating what's hidden. So maybe the Fool is calling you to reflect on what you're truly passionate about. What makes you feel alive? What brings you joy? It's like you're being called to shine your light, to share your gifts with the world, and to live your life to the fullest. Now, in the context of a relationship, the Fool can mean a few different things. It could mean that you're about to embark on a brand new relationship, a totally unexpected romance. It's like you're not even looking for love, but then, bam, it hits you out of nowhere. It's exciting, it's spontaneous, and it's a little bit scary. But it's also incredibly thrilling. Or it could mean that you're about to take your current relationship to the next level. Maybe you're moving in together, getting engaged, or starting a family. It's a big step, but it's also a leap of faith. You're trusting that your love is strong enough to overcome any challenges that come your way. It's like you're jumping into the unknown together, hand in hand. Or it could mean that you need to inject some new energy into your current relationship. Maybe you've been stuck in a rut, doing the same old things, and you need to shake things up a bit. It's like try a new restaurant, take a dance class, go on a weekend getaway. Just do something different to reignite the spark. But remember to communicate with your partner, okay? The Fool can be a little bit impulsive, a little bit inconsiderate. So make sure you're on the same page, that you're both comfortable with the changes you're making. It's like you're on this journey together, so you need to be supportive of each other. And be honest with yourself about what you want. Are you truly happy in this relationship? Is it fulfilling your needs? Or are you just staying in it because it's comfortable? The Fool is all about authenticity, about living your truth. So, be honest with yourself and with your partner about what you really want. It's like you're not doing anyone any favors by staying in a relationship that's not working. Ultimately, the Fool is telling you to embrace the unknown, to trust your intuition, and to have fun. It's telling you that anything is possible, as long as you believe in yourself and you're willing to take a risk. It's like you're on the verge of something amazing. Just trust the journey and enjoy the ride. You know, it's almost like, with the 8 of Cups, you walked away from something specific, but the Fool is showing you that walking away wasn't an end, it was an opening. It created space for something completely new and unexpected to come into your life. So, with all of these cards together, I really think it's about transformation. It's like you are shedding layers, like the Opal pyramid is helping you reflect on everything, so you can be reborn as this new person, ready to take on anything, ready to leap into the unknown. Okay, I'm seriously so excited for you. This has been like an incredible reading. I feel like we've really uncovered some deep truths and that you're on the verge of something truly amazing. Now, I just have to, somehow pull it all together and figure out what all of this means. And what is the next step? Oh my God, can you even believe this reading? Seriously, it's been a roller coaster, right? I feel like we've been through, a whole lifetime in just these few cards. But it all makes so much sense, doesn't it? It's like each card has been building on the last, leading us to this incredible moment of potential. Okay, so let's just recap real quick, right? Because it's kind of a lot to take in. We started with the 8 of Wands, which was all about, things happening super fast, messages flying in from everywhere, maybe even some travel. It was like this whirlwind of activity and communication, which, can be exciting, but also a little overwhelming. And then we had the 7 of Cups, which was choices, choices, everywhere. So many options, so many possibilities, but also a lot of confusion. It was hard to know which way to turn, what you actually wanted. But then, thank God, the Ace of Swords came along and just cut through all the crap, right? It was like bam, clarity, truth. Finally, you could see things clearly, you knew what was important, and you were ready to make a decision. And then that Judgment card. Oh my God, that was huge. It was like the universe saying, okay, it's time to level up. It's time to face the consequences of your actions, to forgive yourself and others, and to create a better future. It was like a spiritual awakening, a rebirth, so intense. And then, the 8 of Cups. This is where things got real, right? This was the card of walking away, of leaving something behind, even if it was hard, even if it was sad. It was like you had to make a tough choice to prioritize your own well-being and to move towards something new, something better. And it was probably scary and probably a little heartbreaking, but also, incredibly brave. And now, after all of that, we get the Fool. I mean, come on. This is just perfect, right? It's like the universe is giving you a giant hug and saying, okay, you did it. You faced your fears, you released the past now. Geo, have some fun. The Fool is all about new beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, and taking risks. It's about stepping off the edge of a cliff, not knowing where you're going to land, but trusting that everything is going to be okay. It's about embracing the unknown with open arms and a sense of childlike wonder. And you know what? After all the intensity of the other cards, after all the soul-searching and the tough decisions, you deserve this. You deserve to feel free, to feel lighthearted, to feel excited about the future. You've earned it. But okay, let's not get too carried away, right? Because the Fool can also be a little bit, well, foolish. It's about taking risks, sure, but it's also about being a little bit naive, a little bit impulsive. So, you don't want to just blindly jump into anything without thinking it through. You still need to use that clarity you got from the Ace of Swords, you know? You still need to remember the lessons you learned from the Judgment card. So, how do you actually work with this Fool energy, right? How do you embrace this new beginning without being reckless? Well, first of all, it's about being open to new experiences. Say yes to things that you might normally say no to. Step outside of your comfort zone and try something completely different. Take a class, go on a trip, talk to a stranger. Do something that scares you a little bit. And it's about trusting your intuition. Listen to your gut feeling and follow your heart. The Fool is all about instinct, about knowing what's right for you, even if it doesn't make logical sense. And it's about having fun. Let go of your worries and just enjoy the ride. Life is too short to be serious all the time, you know? So, laugh, dance, sing, play. Embrace your inner child and let yourself be silly, but remember to be mindful, okay? The Fool can be a little bit spacey, a little bit detached from reality. So, stay grounded, stay present, and pay attention to what's going on around you. Don't just blindly stumble into things. And this is where our Opal pyramid comes in, right? Because remember, it's all about centering and reflecting light. The Fool can be a little bit all over the place, so you need to use that Opal pyramid energy to stay grounded, to stay connected to your inner wisdom. Think of the Opal pyramid as like your anchor, keeping you from floating away into the clouds. And it's about reflecting light, right? About illuminating what's hidden. So, the Fool is calling you to reflect on what you're truly passionate about. What makes you feel alive? What brings you joy? You're being called to shine your light, to share your gifts with the world, and to live your life to the fullest. Now, let's talk about what this could mean for your relationship, right? Because that's what this whole reading was about. There are a few different possibilities here, and honestly, they're all pretty exciting. One possibility is that you're about to embark on a brand new relationship, a totally unexpected romance. It's like you're not even looking for love, and then, bam, it hits you out of nowhere. It's exciting, it's spontaneous, and it's a little bit scary. But it's also incredibly thrilling. Think like meet cute in a coffee shop or a chance encounter on a trip, just totally out of the blue. Another possibility is that you're about to take your current relationship to the next level. Maybe you're moving in together, getting engaged, or starting a family. It's a big step, but it's also a leap of faith. You're trusting that your love is strong enough to overcome any challenges that come your way. You're jumping into the unknown together, hand in hand. It's like you've already walked through fire together, so now you're ready to build something amazing. And a third possibility is that you need to inject some new energy into your current relationship. Maybe you've been stuck in a rut, doing the same old things, and you need to shake things up a bit. Try a new restaurant, take a dance class, go on a weekend getaway. Do something different to reignite the spark. This could be about rediscovering each other, seeing each other with fresh eyes. But whatever you do, remember to communicate with your partner, okay? The Fool can be a little bit impulsive, a little bit inconsiderate. So make sure you're on the same page, that you're both comfortable with the changes you're making. You're on this journey together, so you need to be supportive of each other and be honest with yourself about what you want. Are you truly happy in this relationship? Is it fulfilling your needs? Or are you just staying in it because it's comfortable? The Fool is all about authenticity, about living your truth. So be honest with yourself and with your partner about what you really want. You're not doing anyone any favors by staying in a relationship that's not working. Ultimately, the Fool is telling you to embrace the unknown, to trust your intuition, and to have fun. It's telling you that anything is possible as long as you believe in yourself and you're willing to take a risk. You're on the verge of something amazing. Just trust the journey and enjoy the ride. So, with all of these cards together, I really think it's about transformation. It's like you are shedding layers, like the Opal pyramid is helping you reflect on everything, so you can be reborn as this new person, ready to take on anything, ready to leap into the unknown. And that's, like, seriously incredible. And you know what else? The Fool is also about trusting that the universe has your back. Even when things seem uncertain, even when you don't know where you're going, you can trust that you're being guided towards your highest good. The universe is conspiring to help you succeed. So, what's the next step, right? What do you do now? Well, I think it's about setting an intention. What do you want to create in this new chapter of your life? What kind of relationship do you want to have? What kind of person do you want to be? Set your intention, visualize it, and believe that it's possible. And then, take action. Start making small changes in your life that are aligned with your intention. Start saying yes to the things that scare you and no to the things that drain you. Start surrounding yourself with people who support you and who believe in you. And most importantly, remember to have fun. Life is too short to be serious all the time. So, laugh, dance, sing, play, embrace your inner child and let yourself be silly. You are ready for this. You are strong, you are capable, and you are loved. Trust yourself, trust the universe, and go out there and create the life of your dreams. And seriously, don't forget that Opal pyramid. It's there to help you stay centered, to see all the different facets, and to reflect your inner light. Use it as a reminder to stay grounded, to stay present, and to stay true to yourself. Okay, I'm seriously so excited for you. This has been like an incredible reading. I feel like we've really uncovered some deep truths and that you're on the verge of something truly amazing. And you know what? I have a feeling that this is just the beginning. I have a feeling that there are even more amazing things in store for you. So, keep your heart open, keep your mind open, and keep trusting the journey. You got this. And I'm here for you every step of the way. Now go out there and be the fool, go out there and create some magic, and please keep me updated on how it all unfolds. I'm seriously dying to know. Okay, that's it for this reading. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Bye. Hi, you guys. Welcome to this reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you chose the Carnelian angel, this is going to be your reading. Carnelian is all about balancing energies, and this reading is themed around passionate harmony, which means we're going to look at how you can ignite a spark of mutual energy to overcome any inertia, blending your individual desires into unified action and a shared purpose within your connection. So, let's dive right into the cards and see what they have to say. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Eight of Swords. And wow, this card often represents feeling trapped, doesn't it? Like, you might be feeling really restricted in some way, maybe even suffocated within the relationship, or, even just your approach to the relationship. It's like there are these perceived limitations holding you back. But the thing about the Eight of Swords is that those limitations are often self-imposed. You might feel completely stuck, like you can't move forward, but it's important to really examine what's truly holding you back. Are these real obstacles, or are they fears and anxieties that you're projecting onto the situation? I'm getting a sense that there's a lot of overthinking happening here, a lot of analyzing and reanalyzing, and it's just leading to this feeling of being paralyzed. Like when you're so caught up in your head that you can't actually take any action. Yeah, that's totally what I'm seeing here. And it can be really frustrating, right? Because you want to move forward, you want to feel free, but you just feel stuck in this loop of negative thoughts and worries. So, what could be causing this feeling of being trapped? Well, it could be anything, really. Maybe you're afraid of expressing your needs or desires to your partner. Maybe you're worried about their reaction, or maybe you're just not sure what you want. Or, it could be that you're holding onto old beliefs or patterns that are no longer serving you. Like maybe you had a bad experience in a previous relationship, and now you're projecting those fears onto this one. It's like you're wearing these blindfolds, like the figure in the card, and you can't see the possibilities that are right in front of you. And the swords, they represent thoughts and communication. So this card could also be pointing to communication issues within the relationship. Maybe you're not being honest with each other, or maybe you're not listening to each other. It could be that you're avoiding difficult conversations because you're afraid of conflict, but that's just creating more distance and more tension in the long run. And, sometimes it's easier to just stay silent and pretend everything is okay, but that's not a sustainable solution. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound that needs stitches. But here's the thing, you guys. The Eight of Swords isn't a permanent situation. It's a temporary state of mind. You have the power to break free from these self-imposed limitations. You just need to recognize that you have the key to unlock your own chains. And that key is awareness. It's about becoming aware of your thoughts, your fears, and your beliefs, and then challenging them. Are they really true? Are they really serving you? Or are they just holding you back? Once you start questioning those limiting beliefs, you can start to see things in a new light. You can start to see the possibilities that you were blind to before. Like, think of it this way. You're in a room with a locked door and you think you're trapped, but actually the door isn't even locked. You just assumed it was. You just need to reach out and try the handle. And sometimes it's that simple. It's just a matter of taking that first step, of challenging that limiting belief and seeing what happens. It's like, what's the worst that could happen? And sometimes the answer is, not as bad as I thought. Or, actually, nothing bad happens at all. So, don't be afraid to challenge those limitations. Don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. You might be surprised at what you discover. And remember the Carnelian, that beautiful crystal we talked about at the beginning. It's all about balancing energies. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed by these negative thoughts, try to find ways to balance them out with positive ones. Focus on the things you appreciate about your partner, focus on the strengths of the relationship, and focus on the things you're grateful for. And, practice self-care. Take some time for yourself to relax and recharge. Do things that make you feel good, that make you feel empowered. Because when you're feeling good about yourself, it's easier to break free from those limiting beliefs. It's easier to see the possibilities that are available to you. It's almost like the crystal is there to remind you to seek balance at all times. Okay, so that's the Eight of Swords. Now let's move on to the next card, which is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is such a good card to see after the Eight of Swords, because it represents hard work, dedication, and mastering your skills. It's like, okay, you're feeling trapped, but what are you going to do about it? The Eight of Pentacles is saying, roll up your sleeves and get to work. It's about taking proactive steps to improve the situation, to break free from those limitations. It's like you're learning a new craft, honing your skills, and becoming an expert in your own life. This card often shows a person diligently working on a task, focused and determined. It signifies a period of learning, refining your abilities, and putting in the effort to achieve mastery. So, in the context of your relationship, this could mean a few different things. It could mean working on your communication skills, learning how to express yourself more effectively, or learning how to listen more attentively to your partner. It could mean working on your emotional intelligence, understanding your own emotions and how they impact your relationship. Or it could mean working on your problem-solving skills, learning how to resolve conflicts in a healthy and constructive way. The cool part is, it could also mean focusing on shared goals and interests. Remember our theme, passionate harmony? This is where that comes into play. Maybe you and your partner can find a project to work on together, something that you're both passionate about. It could be anything, really. It could be starting a business, renovating your home, or even just learning a new hobby together. The point is to find something that you can both invest in, something that will bring you closer together and create a sense of shared purpose. And working together towards a common goal can be a really powerful way to strengthen your bond and reignite the spark in your relationship. But the Eight of Pentacles isn't just about hard work. It's also about enjoying the process. It's about finding satisfaction in the effort itself. It's about taking pride in your accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. It's like celebrate those little victories along the way. Acknowledge your progress and give yourself credit for the hard work you're putting in. Because, sometimes it's easy to get discouraged when you're working towards a long-term goal, but it's important to remember that every small step counts. And the more you focus on the positive aspects of the process, the more motivated you'll be to keep going. It's almost like each pentacle you're working on is a step closer to a more fulfilling relationship. Also, I think this card is also about being present in the moment. It's about focusing on the task at hand and not getting distracted by other things. Like when you're trying to have a conversation with your partner, put your phone away, turn off the TV, and just be present with them. Listen to what they're saying and really try to understand their perspective. It's like, give them your undivided attention, and that can make a huge difference in the quality of your connection. Because, sometimes it's the little things that matter the most. And I feel like, in a way, this card is calling you to become a student of your relationship, to really study it, to understand its dynamics, and to identify areas where you can improve. It's like, what are the patterns that you keep repeating? What are the triggers that set you off? And what are the things that make you feel most connected and loved? Once you have a better understanding of your relationship, you can start to make conscious choices about how you want to interact with your partner. You can start to create new patterns and habits that will support a healthier and more fulfilling connection. It's like you are building the relationship brick by brick, with care and intention. But it's important to remember that the Eight of Pentacles is a journey, not a destination. It's about continuous learning and growth. It's about always striving to be a better partner, a better communicator, and a better version of yourself. And, it's okay to make mistakes along the way. We all do. The important thing is to learn from those mistakes and to keep moving forward, and to be patient with yourself and with your partner. Because, relationships take time and effort to build. They're not something that happens overnight. So, embrace the process, enjoy the journey, and trust that you're both capable of creating a strong and lasting connection. The Eight of Pentacles is a powerful reminder that hard work and dedication can pay off in the long run. And when you combine that with passion and a shared purpose, you can create a relationship that is truly fulfilling and harmonious. And really, it can feel like a labor of love, but it's so worth it. Okay, so we've talked about the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Now let's move on to the final card, which is the Moon. Ooh, this is a really interesting card to end on, and I'm feeling the energy shift already. The Moon often represents intuition, illusions, and the subconscious. It's about facing your fears and confronting hidden truths. It's like, after feeling trapped and then working hard to improve things, you're now being called to go deeper, to explore the shadowy areas of your relationship and of yourself. This card can sometimes indicate confusion or uncertainty. You might be feeling like you're not seeing things clearly, or like there's something hidden beneath the surface. It's like you're walking through a dark forest and you can't quite see what's ahead of you. And that can be scary, right? Because you don't know what you're going to encounter. But the Moon is also a reminder that your intuition is a powerful tool. It's about trusting your gut instincts and paying attention to your dreams and your feelings. Because they can often provide valuable insights into what's really going on. It's like your inner voice is trying to guide you, but you need to listen carefully. So, what hidden truths might the Moon be revealing in your relationship? Well, it could be anything, really. Maybe there are unspoken resentments that you haven't addressed. Maybe there are fears or insecurities that you're hiding from each other. Or maybe there are unresolved issues from the past that are still impacting your present. It's like those things that are lurking in the shadows, they need to be brought into the light so that you can deal with them. Because, if you ignore them, they'll just continue to fester and create problems down the road. And it can be really challenging to confront these hidden truths, right? Because it requires vulnerability and honesty. It requires you to be willing to look at the parts of yourself that you don't like, and to be honest with your partner about your fears and your insecurities. But it's also incredibly liberating. Because once you bring those things into the light, they lose their power over you. It's like the monster under the bed isn't so scary once you turn on the light. And sometimes, just acknowledging those hidden truths can be enough to start the healing process. And I'm also getting a sense that this card is about letting go of illusions. It's about seeing your partner for who they really are, not for who you want them to be. It's about accepting their flaws and imperfections and loving them anyway. It's like, we all have our shadow sides, and it's important to embrace those parts of ourselves and to accept them in our partners as well. Because, nobody's perfect. And trying to force someone to be something they're not is just going to lead to frustration and disappointment. It's almost like the moon is reflecting back at you the real picture. This card could also indicate a need for more emotional intimacy in the relationship. Maybe you're not being vulnerable enough with each other. Maybe you're afraid to share your deepest feelings and your deepest fears. But emotional intimacy is essential for a strong and lasting connection. It's about creating a safe space where you can both be yourselves, where you can be honest and open with each other without fear of judgment. And that requires trust, vulnerability, and a willingness to be seen. It's like you're removing the masks and showing each other your true selves. And, the moon is a very intuitive card, so pay attention to your dreams. They may be trying to tell you something important about your relationship. Keep a dream journal and write down your dreams as soon as you wake up. Look for recurring symbols and themes and see if you can find any connections to your relationship. And trust your intuition. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore your gut instincts. They're usually right. It's almost like your subconscious is trying to communicate with you through your dreams and your intuition. Also, remember the Carnelian, balancing energies. With the moon bringing up all these hidden things, it's extra important to stay grounded. Self-care is key. So, the moon is a powerful card that calls you to go deeper, to explore the shadowy areas of your relationship, and to confront hidden truths. It's about trusting your intuition, letting go of illusions, and creating more emotional intimacy. And while it can be a challenging process, it's also incredibly rewarding. Because once you've faced your fears and embraced your vulnerabilities, you can create a connection that is truly authentic and deeply fulfilling. Okay, so the next card we have here is Temperance. Oh, wow, this is a really beautiful card, and honestly, it's such a welcome sight after the moon, Temperance is all about balance, harmony, and finding that middle ground. It's like, after all that intensity and those hidden truths, you're now being called to find some peace and equilibrium within yourself and within the relationship, which makes total sense with our Carnelian angel and its message of balancing energies. This card often depicts an angel or a figure gently mixing water between two cups, symbolizing the blending of different elements into a harmonious whole. So, immediately, I'm feeling this sense of calm and serenity washing over me. It's like, okay, deep breaths, everything is going to be all right. So, how does Temperance connect to the previous cards, you ask? Well, remember the Eight of Swords? That feeling of being trapped, those self-imposed limitations? Temperance is like the antidote to that. It's about finding freedom within those restrictions, about recognizing that you have the power to change your perspective and to find a way out. It's not about breaking free in a dramatic, explosive way, but rather about gently and patiently dissolving those limitations, one step at a time. Think of it like this. You're not trying to smash down the walls, but rather to find the hidden doors and windows that were always there. And, the Eight of Pentacles, that card of hard work and dedication. Temperance is about finding a sustainable pace, about not burning yourself out in the process. It's about recognizing that lasting change takes time and effort, and that it's important to be patient with yourself and with your partner. It's not about pushing yourself to the limit, but rather about finding a rhythm that works for both of you, a way to integrate the work into your daily lives without sacrificing your well-being. It's like finding that sweet spot where you're both challenged and supported, where you're both growing and thriving. It's about blending individual desires into unified action and shared purpose, just like our theme says. And then there's the moon, that card of intuition and hidden truths. Temperance is about integrating those shadowy aspects of yourself and your relationship, about bringing them into the light and finding a way to accept them. It's not about ignoring or suppressing those uncomfortable feelings, but rather about acknowledging them, understanding them, and finding a way to work with them. It's like, those hidden truths, they're not necessarily bad things. They're just parts of you that need to be loved and accepted. And temperance is about finding that compassion, that understanding, that allows you to embrace your whole self, flaws and all, and to do the same for your partner. It's like the moon is full of mystery, but temperance helps you navigate through it. So, what does temperance actually look like in practice, in your relationship? Well, it could manifest in a lot of different ways. Maybe it's about finding a better balance between your individual needs and the needs of the relationship. Maybe it's about compromising on certain things, about being willing to meet your partner halfway. It's like, relationships are all about give and take, and temperance is about finding that equilibrium, that fair exchange of energy. Or maybe it's about learning to communicate more effectively, about finding a way to express your needs and desires without being demanding or confrontational. It's about finding that gentle, compassionate way of speaking to each other, even when you're disagreeing. It's about passionate harmony, remember. And, I think temperance is also about trust. It's about trusting the process, trusting that things will eventually work out, even when you can't see the whole picture. It's about having faith in yourself, in your partner, and in the relationship. It's like, even when things are difficult, even when you're facing challenges, you know that you're both committed to making it work, and that you're both willing to put in the effort. And that trust, that faith, that's what keeps you going. It's a balancing act, right? You have to trust that things are working out, even when you can't see how they are, and that's really what temperance is all about. And it's not just about trusting that everything's gonna be okay, but trusting yourself to make the right decisions for your relationship. I'm also getting a sense that this card is about finding your flow. It's about aligning your actions with your values, about living in a way that feels authentic and true to yourself. It's like, when you're in alignment, everything just flows more easily. You're not fighting against the current, but rather moving with it. And that flow, that ease, that's what creates harmony in your life and in your relationship. It's like, when you're doing what you're meant to be doing, when you're living in accordance with your purpose, everything just falls into place. And, temperance is also about self-care. It's about taking care of yourself, body, mind, and spirit. It's about nourishing yourself with healthy food, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, and spending time in nature. It's about doing things that make you feel good, that make you feel alive, that make you feel connected to something bigger than yourself. Because when you're taking care of yourself, you're better able to take care of your relationship. You have more energy, more patience, and more compassion to give. It's all about balance, and you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to fill yourself up too. Self-care is not selfish. It's essential. So, practically speaking, what can you do to cultivate temperance in your relationship? Well, one thing you can do is to practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Be present in the moment, and try to avoid getting caught up in the past or worrying about the future. Just focus on what's happening right now and try to respond with kindness and compassion. It's like, when you're mindful, you're more aware of your own triggers and your own patterns, and you're better able to respond in a way that's healthy and constructive. Another thing you can do is to practice gratitude. Focus on the things you appreciate about your partner and about the relationship. Express your gratitude to each other regularly. It's like, gratitude is a really powerful emotion, and it can help to shift your perspective from the negative to the positive. And when you're feeling grateful, it's easier to be patient and understanding. It's easier to find that balance and harmony. You can write down a few things you're grateful for every day, or even just tell your partner one thing you appreciate about them each day. The smallest things can make the biggest difference. And, I think it's also important to set realistic expectations for yourself and for your relationship. Don't expect perfection. Don't expect things to always be easy. Just accept that there will be ups and downs, and that you'll both make mistakes along the way. The important thing is to learn from those mistakes and to keep moving forward together. It's like, relationships are a journey, not a destination, and there will be bumps in the road. But if you're both committed to making it work, you can overcome those challenges and create a strong and lasting connection. Temperance is all about blending, mixing, and finding that perfect balance. It's about finding the middle ground between extremes, about integrating different aspects of yourself and your relationship, and about trusting the process. And when you cultivate temperance, you create a space for harmony, peace, and lasting love to flourish. And remember that Carnelian, balancing energies. Keep that in mind. So, after all this, after feeling trapped, doing the hard work, facing the shadows, and finding balance, what's next on this journey? What other secrets are waiting to be revealed? Let's pull another card and see what the universe has in store for you. I'm so excited. Okay, so after all that, let's see what card is next. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's the sun. I literally just gasped. Can you feel the energy radiating from this card? It's like pure joy, pure optimism, pure unadulterated happiness. I'm so excited for you. After all that deep diving and shadow work, this is just like, yes. The sun is like the most positive card in the entire deck. It represents joy, success, vitality, and abundance. It's about feeling good in your own skin, about celebrating life, and about basking in the warmth of love and happiness. It's like everything is just clicking into place, and you're finally seeing the light after a long period of darkness. It's that feeling of pure bliss and freedom. So, how does the sun connect to the Eight of Swords? Remember that feeling of being trapped, those self-imposed limitations? Well, the sun is like bursting through those limitations. It's like you've finally realized that those chains were never really there, and you're free to run wild and embrace your full potential. It's that moment when you realize you held the key all along. All that overthinking, all that anxiety, it's all melting away in the warmth of the sun. You're seeing things clearly now, and you're filled with a sense of hope and optimism for the future. Like all those fears and anxieties that were holding you back, they're just fading into the background, and you're stepping into the spotlight, ready to shine. It's like you're not just escaping the prison, you're stepping into a whole new world filled with endless possibilities. You're going from feeling completely restricted to utterly liberated, and honestly, it couldn't be more deserved. You've earned this feeling of freedom. And what about the Eight of Pentacles, that hard work and dedication? Well, the sun is like the reward for all that effort. It's like you've been diligently working on your relationship, honing your skills, and now you're finally reaping the benefits. All those hours you spent communicating, compromising, and working together, it's all paying off in a big way. The sun is shining down on your efforts, and you're feeling a deep sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. It's like you planted a seed, you nurtured it with care, and now it's blossoming into a beautiful flower. And it's not just about the end result either. It's about finding joy in the process. It's about recognizing that the journey itself was just as important as the destination. You enjoyed the work, and now you are doubly blessed. It's like you're not just working hard, you're working joyfully. Now, let's talk about the moon, that card of intuition and hidden truths. The sun is like bringing all those shadowy aspects into the light. It's like you've faced your fears, you've confronted those hidden truths, and now you're integrating them into your whole self. All those insecurities, all those unspoken resentments, they're not so scary anymore. You've brought them out into the open, you've acknowledged them, and you've found a way to accept them. And in doing so, you've created a deeper level of intimacy and understanding in your relationship. It's like you are no longer afraid of the dark, because you know that the sun will always rise. You've learned to navigate the shadows with grace and courage, and that's made you stronger and more resilient. It's like you have truly accepted your partner, flaws and all, and they have accepted you in return, leading to a sense of complete and utter acceptance. You are seeing each other clearly now, without illusions, and that clarity is bringing you closer than ever before. This isn't just about acknowledging the shadows. It's about embracing them as part of the whole picture. And how does the sun connect to temperance, that card of balance and harmony? Well, the sun is like the perfect expression of that balance. It's like you found that sweet spot in your relationship, where you're both giving and receiving, where you're both supporting and challenging each other, where you're both growing and thriving. All those compromises, all those gentle adjustments, they've led you to a place of perfect equilibrium. And in that balance, you're finding a sense of deep peace and contentment. It's about knowing when to push and when to yield, when to speak and when to listen. It's like all the elements of your relationship are finally blending together in perfect harmony, creating a symphony of love and joy. It's not about suppressing your individuality. It's about finding a way to express it in a way that complements and enhances the relationship. You're not just balanced. You're radiant. It's like you are in sync with each other, and the universe is conspiring to bring you even more joy and abundance. This is where you find true harmony, not in perfection, but in the beautiful dance of imperfections coming together. So, what does the sun actually mean for your relationship moving forward? Well, it means that you're entering a period of incredible happiness and fulfillment. It means that you're both feeling loved, appreciated, and supported. It means that you're excited about the future and all the possibilities that it holds. It's like you're standing on top of a mountain, looking out at a vast and beautiful landscape, and you know that anything is possible. This is a time to celebrate your love, to enjoy each other's company, and to bask in the warmth of your connection. This is about having fun. It's about laughing together, exploring together, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. Don't be afraid to let your inner child come out and play. Be spontaneous, be adventurous, and be open to new experiences. The world is your oyster, and you're ready to embrace it with open arms. And remember that Carnelian angel, that beautiful crystal of balance? The sun is like the ultimate expression of balanced energy. It's like you found that perfect equilibrium within yourself and within your relationship, and now you're radiating that positive energy out into the world. Your passion is ignited, and you're moving forward with a sense of purpose and clarity. The sun is all about passionate harmony, about blending individual desires into unified action and shared purpose. It's about igniting that spark of mutual energy and overcoming any inertia that may be holding you back. It's like you're both shining brightly, and your light is illuminating the path forward, guiding you towards even greater joy and fulfillment. You have the power to create a truly extraordinary relationship, one that is filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. This is a time to embrace your full potential and to share your gifts with the world. Your radiance attracts positive experiences. The energy is balanced and the path ahead is clear. The sun is illuminating every step. You are ready to shine brighter than ever before. The sun is shining on you, and it feels so good, doesn't it? After all that work, facing fears and finding balance, you've truly earned this moment of pure joy and happiness. So, what's the final piece of the puzzle? What's the final message the universe wants to send you? Let's pull that last card and see what's waiting for you. I'm on the edge of my seat. Okay, so the final card, you guys. Drum roll, please. It's the Hermit. Ooh, this is interesting. After all that sunshine and joy, we're being called to go inward. It's like, okay, time to retreat to your cave and do some serious soul-searching. But don't worry, it's not a bad thing. The Hermit is all about introspection, solitude, and seeking inner wisdom. It's about taking a step back from the world and connecting with your true self. It's like, after all that excitement and celebration, you need to integrate the lessons you've learned and figure out what it all means for you. So, how does the Hermit connect to the previous cards, you ask? Well, remember the Eight of Swords, that feeling of being trapped. The Hermit is like saying, okay, you broke free, but now what? What are you going to do with your newfound freedom? It's about using your time wisely, about reflecting on the past, and about making conscious choices about the future. It's not just about escaping the cage. It's about building a life that's truly authentic and fulfilling. It's almost like the Hermit went into isolation to plan how to get free, and now he is planning what to do with the freedom. And what about the Eight of Pentacles, that card of hard work and dedication? The Hermit is like saying, okay, you've been working hard on your relationship, but are you working on yourself? It's about recognizing that self-improvement is an ongoing process, and that you can't neglect your own needs in the pursuit of a harmonious relationship. It's like the Hermit is working on something quietly and very deliberately. It's about carving out time for solitude, about pursuing your own interests, and about nurturing your own passions. Because when you're strong and independent, you can bring even more to the relationship. It's like the relationship is the pentacle that the Hermit is working on. Now, let's talk about the Moon, that card of intuition and hidden truths. The Hermit is like saying, okay, you've faced your fears, but have you truly understood them? It's about going even deeper into your subconscious, about exploring those shadowy aspects of yourself with compassion and understanding. It's about uncovering the root causes of your anxieties and insecurities, and about finding ways to heal those wounds. It's like the hermit has the key to those hidden truths. You can't fully embrace the light without acknowledging the darkness. It's like you're shining a lantern into the darkest corners of your soul, not to scare yourself, but to illuminate the path to healing. And how does the hermit connect to temperance, that card of balance and harmony? The hermit is like saying, okay, you've found balance in your relationship, but have you found balance within yourself? It's about recognizing that true harmony comes from within, and that you can't rely on external factors to make you happy. It's about cultivating inner peace, about finding contentment in solitude, and about trusting your own intuition. It's like the hermit is walking the line between his internal needs and external expectations. You need to balance your individual desires with the needs of the relationship. It's like you are building your inner world so that it can withstand any external storms. Most importantly, how does the hermit connect to the sun, that card of pure joy and happiness? The hermit is like saying, okay, you're feeling amazing, but don't get carried away. It's about recognizing that joy is fleeting, and that it's important to stay grounded and connected to your inner self, even when things are going well. It's about cultivating gratitude, about appreciating the simple things in life, and about finding joy in solitude. It's like the hermit is a quiet whisper amidst all the celebration, reminding you to stay humble and to remember where you came from. The sun is beautiful, but it is not sustainable without a deep inner connection. It's like you are basking in the warmth of the sun, but you're also aware of the shadows that still exist, and you're committed to exploring them with courage and compassion. So, what does the hermit actually mean for your relationship moving forward? Well, it means that it's time to take a step back and reconnect with yourself. It means that it's time to prioritize self-care, to pursue your own interests, and to nurture your own passions. It means that it's time to listen to your intuition and to trust your inner wisdom. It's like the universe is urging you to get away from all the noise and distractions and to tune into your own inner voice. It's important to carve out time for solitude, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. The important thing is to create a space where you can connect with your true self without any external influences. This doesn't mean that you need to isolate yourself completely, but it does mean that you need to be more intentional about how you spend your time and energy. It means that you need to be more discerning about the people you surround yourself with and the activities you engage in. It's about creating a life that's aligned with your values and that supports your overall well-being. It's like you are building a sanctuary within yourself, a place where you can always retreat to when you need to recharge and reconnect. The other thing is, be careful to take time to yourself. As you spend time together, don't forget who you are. Make sure you stay true to yourself as an individual too. The hermit is also a reminder that true wisdom comes from within. It's not about seeking answers from external sources, but about trusting your own intuition and your own experiences. It's about recognizing that you have all the knowledge and guidance you need within yourself. You just need to learn how to access it. It's like you are carrying a lantern within you, and it's always illuminating the path forward, even when you can't see it clearly. It's important to develop a strong sense of self-awareness. The more you understand yourself, the better you'll be able to navigate the challenges and opportunities that come your way. This is a time to reflect on your past, to learn from your mistakes, and to celebrate your successes. It's about recognizing that everything that has happened to you has shaped you into the person you are today. It's about accepting yourself, flaws and all, and about embracing your unique journey. It's like you are writing your own story, and you have the power to create a happy and fulfilling ending. The hermit isn't just about retreating into yourself. It's about emerging from that solitude with a newfound sense of clarity and purpose. You're not just isolating yourself. You're preparing to share your wisdom with the world. The hermit is also a reminder to be patient and kind to yourself. It's about recognizing that self-growth is an ongoing process, and that it's okay to make mistakes along the way. The important thing is to learn from those mistakes and to keep moving forward with compassion and understanding. It's like you are nurturing a delicate flower, and it takes time and care for it to blossom. The thing is, give yourself the space to grow, too. Be gentle with yourself and trust that you're on the right path. It's okay to retreat, and it's okay to seek wisdom. And remember that Carnelian angel, that beautiful crystal of balance. The hermit is like saying, okay, you've found balance in your relationship, but are you taking care of yourself? It's about recognizing that self-care is essential for maintaining overall well-being, and that you can't pour from an empty cup. It's important to prioritize your own needs, to set healthy boundaries, and to make time for activities that nourish your soul. It's like you are filling up your own well, so that you have plenty to share with others. This period is about making sure you find the right harmony and the right balance for yourself, so you don't lose yourself in the relationship. It's like you are not just balancing your external world, but you're also balancing your internal world. And that inner balance is what will allow you to shine even brighter. The hermit is urging you to connect with that quiet strength within yourself. It is important to not get lost in the joy of the sun, and it is important to make sure that you stay true to your own path. You're learning to integrate all the lessons of the past, to embrace the present moment, and to create a future that is filled with love, joy, and purpose. It's all about going within to come out stronger. This isn't about withdrawing from the world. It's about preparing to re-enter it with newfound wisdom and clarity. Okay, so we've reached the end of our reading. And what a journey it's been, right? We've gone from feeling trapped to finding joy, from facing our fears to seeking inner wisdom. So, what's the final takeaway from all of this? What's the ultimate message the universe wants to send you? I'm so excited to find out. Okay, so after that amazing burst of sunshine, let's see what the universe has in store for us next. Oh wow, okay, we have death. Seriously, don't freak out, okay? I know the death card can seem scary, but trust me, it's not about physical death. It's about transformation, endings, and new beginnings. It's like, after all that joy and happiness, something has to shift, something has to end to make way for something new. So it is all about transformation. The death card is, honestly, one of the most misunderstood cards in the whole deck. It doesn't usually signify physical death, but it represents the end of a cycle, the closing of a door, and the necessary transformations that lead to new beginnings. Think of it like pruning a rose bush. You have to cut away the dead or dying parts to allow new growth to flourish. This card is all about that necessary cutting away to allow for amazing new growth. It's like clearing out the old to make space for the new. So, how does this death card play into everything we've already seen? Well, let's go back to the beginning, to the Eight of Swords, that feeling of being trapped. The death card is like the ultimate liberation from those self-imposed limitations. It's not just about recognizing that the chains were never really there, it's about actively breaking them, shattering them completely. It's about saying goodbye to those old patterns of thinking and behaving that were holding you back. This is about permanently transforming your mindset. It's a total metamorphosis. It's like shedding an old skin to reveal a brand new, more powerful version of yourself. Death makes that sword obsolete. And what about the Eight of Pentacles, that hard work and dedication? The death card is like saying, okay, you've put in the work, you've honed your skills, but now it's time to let go of what no longer serves you. It's about recognizing that some projects, some goals, some ways of doing things have simply run their course. It's time to release them with gratitude and make space for new opportunities. It's like you have to release things to rise higher. It's about realizing that sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to stop doing something altogether. It's like you've mastered a craft, and now it's time to move on to the next challenge, the next level of expertise. Let the old die so the new can flourish. Now, let's think about the moon, that card of intuition and hidden truths. The death card is like plunging into those shadows and emerging completely transformed. It's not just about acknowledging your fears and insecurities, it's about actively dismantling them, dissolving them into nothingness. It's about confronting those hidden truths head-on and saying, I am no longer defined by these things. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's about completely obliterating any remaining vestiges of doubt or fear. It's about realizing that you are a powerful, resilient being, capable of overcoming anything. Death takes away all the moon's power. And what about Temperance, that card of balance and harmony? The Death card is like disrupting that balance in order to create a new, more authentic equilibrium. It's about recognizing that sometimes you need to shake things up, to challenge the status quo in order to grow and evolve. It's about embracing change, even when it's uncomfortable, and trusting that the universe has your back. Change can be uncomfortable, but it's the only way to grow. It's about understanding that true harmony isn't about stagnation, but about constant adaptation and renewal. It's like you are not destroying the balance, but upgrading it. And of course, there's the Sun, that card of joy and happiness. The Death card is like a reminder that even the brightest days must eventually give way to night. It's about recognizing that nothing lasts forever, and that it's important to appreciate the present moment while it's here. It's about understanding that joy and sorrow are two sides of the same coin, and that you can't have one without the other. The sun always rises again. It's about knowing that even in the midst of darkness, there is always hope for a new dawn. It's about realizing that endings are just as important as beginnings, and that they're both necessary for a full and meaningful life. It's like the sun has to set so we can appreciate it. And finally, let's think about the Hermit, that card of introspection and solitude. The Death card is like the culmination of all that inner work. It's about emerging from your cave completely transformed with a newfound sense of purpose and clarity. It's about shedding all the old identities and beliefs that no longer serve you and stepping into your true power. The Hermit is gone. It's about realizing that you are not defined by your past, but by your potential. You are ready to make your mark on the world. It's like you are a brand new person, ready to embrace a brand new chapter in your life. You aren't just seeking wisdom. So, what does the Death card actually mean for your relationship moving forward? Well, it means that something significant is about to change. It could be the end of a particular phase or pattern in the relationship. It could be a shift in roles or responsibilities, or it could be a complete transformation of the relationship itself. This is the end of an era. The most important thing is to embrace this change with courage and trust. Don't resist it. Don't cling to the past. Let go of what no longer serves you and open yourself up to new possibilities. The more you release, the easier it will be. This is the time to be brave. Maybe you've reached a point where the old ways of relating just don't work anymore. Maybe you've grown apart, or maybe you've simply outgrown certain aspects of the relationship. Or maybe you're just ready to take things to a whole new level. Whatever it is, the Death card is a sign that it's time for a change. This doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship has to end. It could simply mean that it needs to evolve. This can be an opportunity to redefine your relationship, to create a new foundation based on honesty, authenticity, and mutual respect. This can be a time to explore new ways of connecting, to deepen your intimacy, and to create a more fulfilling partnership. The important thing is to be willing to let go of the old and embrace the new. It's time to start over. Maybe you're finally ready to confront some long-standing issues that have been holding you back. Maybe you're ready to have those difficult conversations that you've been avoiding. Maybe you're ready to forgive each other for past mistakes and move forward with a clean slate. Whatever it is, the Death card is urging you to be honest with yourself and with your partner. Talk to your partner with honesty and openness. Now is the time to clear things up. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to share your deepest fears and desires. This is a time to create a safe space where you can both be yourselves without judgment or criticism. And remember that Carnelian angel, that beautiful crystal of balance. This is a time to find a new equilibrium in your relationship, a new way of balancing your individual needs with the needs of the partnership. What does the relationship need to look like now? This is also a time to be patient with each other. Transformation takes time. Don't expect things to change overnight. Be gentle with each other and offer each other support and encouragement. Remember why you chose to be together in the first place and focus on the love that you share. You must embrace the death in order to see the new growth, right? You must stay focused on that feeling. This is an opportunity to create something truly extraordinary. The Death card is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It's a sign that you're on the verge of something amazing. It's a sign that you're ready to step into your true power and create a life that is filled with love, joy, and purpose. So, embrace the change, let go of the old, and trust that the universe is guiding you towards a brighter future. I'm so excited to see what happens next. Get ready for this new chapter. It's going to be epic. Okay, you guys, this is it. The final card, the grand finale, and it's death. I know it sounds intense, but seriously, don't freak out. This isn't about, actual death or anything morbid like that. This is all about transformation, big endings that lead to even bigger beginnings. It's like after everything we've explored, all those highs and lows, this card is saying, okay, time to shed the old and make way for the new. And trust me, it's going to be amazing. This death card is like the ultimate makeover, the cosmic spring cleaning, the phoenix rising from the ashes, It's about letting go of what no longer serves you, clearing out the clutter, and creating space for something even more incredible to bloom. So, let's dive in and see how this all connects back to the cards we've already pulled, because it all really ties together, I feel. First up, we had the Eight of Swords, right? That feeling of being trapped, those self-imposed limitations that were holding you back. Well, the Death card is like the wrecking ball that smashes those walls to smithereens. It's not just about recognizing that you're not really stuck, it's about actively choosing to break free, to dismantle those limiting beliefs once and for all. This is all about getting rid of all the things holding you back. It's like you're not just unlocking the cage, you're blowing it up. The feeling of liberation is intense, and it's permanent. This transformation is total. Then we had the Eight of Pentacles, that card of hard work and dedication, of honing your skills and putting in the effort, right? The Death card is like saying, okay, you've learned what you needed to learn, you've mastered the craft, and now it's time to move on to the next level. It's about recognizing that some projects, some goals, some ways of doing things have simply run their course. It's time to release them with gratitude and make space for new opportunities, new passions, new adventures. This is all about putting your time and energy to better use now. I feel like the Eight of Pentacles was the foundation. Now you need to transform into something new. It's not about the hard work, but the next steps. And what about the Moon, that card of intuition and hidden truths, of facing your fears and exploring the shadows? The Death card is like plunging into those depths and emerging completely transformed. It's not just about acknowledging those dark corners, it's about actively healing those wounds, releasing those fears, and integrating those shadowy aspects into your whole self. It's about realizing that you are not defined by your past, by your insecurities, but by your potential. It's that idea of becoming okay with the things in the darkness. You know what I mean? It's almost like the Death is the final step to accepting these things and moving on. Then we had Temperance, that card of balance and harmony, of finding that middle ground and integrating different elements right. The Death card is like saying, okay, you found balance, but now it's time to disrupt it, to shake things up and create a new, more authentic equilibrium. It's about recognizing that growth often requires discomfort, that change is essential for evolution, and that sometimes you need to let go of the old to make way for the new. You have to kind of change up the formula in your life, I almost feel like you have to disrupt things to make new things. But now is the time for change. Embrace it. And of course, the Sun, that glorious card of joy and happiness, of basking in the warmth of love and abundance. The Death card is like a gentle reminder that even the brightest days must eventually give way to night. It's about recognizing that nothing lasts forever, that change is the only constant, and that it's important to appreciate the present moment while it's here. It's about understanding that joy and sorrow are two sides of the same coin, and that both are necessary for a full and meaningful life. The sun is always so warm and comforting, but remember that even the sun has to set, And then it will rise again. It is just like the card. It's also a time to be grateful for the abundance that you do have in your life. Finally, we had the Hermit, that card of introspection and solitude, of seeking inner wisdom and connecting with your true self. The Death card is like the culmination of that inner work. It's about emerging from your cave completely transformed, with a newfound sense of purpose and clarity. It's about shedding all the old identities and beliefs that no longer serve you and stepping into your true power, your authentic self. You've emerged from that isolation a new person, and that's powerful. You are ready to make your mark on the world. I feel it. So, what does all this mean for your relationship moving forward? Well, it means that something significant is about to change. It could be the end of a particular phase or pattern, a shift in roles or responsibilities, or a complete transformation of the relationship itself. Whatever it is, the key is to embrace this change with courage and trust, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to open yourself up to new possibilities. It's important to be ready for this change. You have to be ready to evolve and adapt. The more you release, the easier it will be, just like that. Maybe you've reached a point where the old ways of relating just don't work anymore, where you've grown apart or simply outgrown certain aspects of the relationship. Or maybe you're just ready to take things to a whole new level, to deepen your connection and create a more fulfilling partnership. Whatever it is, the Death card is a sign that it's time to redefine your relationship, to create a new foundation based on honesty, authenticity, and mutual respect. It's time to move forward. This could also mean taking time to talk to your partner about your feelings and emotions. What is the best way to move forward? How can you create a safe space? Maybe you're finally ready to confront some long-standing issues that have been holding you back, to have those difficult conversations that you've been avoiding, to forgive each other for past mistakes and move forward with a clean slate. Whatever it is, the Death card is urging you to be honest with yourself and with your partner, to be vulnerable, to share your deepest fears and desires. And remember that Carnelian angel, that beautiful crystal of balance. This is a time to find a new equilibrium in your relationship, a new way of balancing your individual needs with the needs of the partnership. What does this mean for you and your partner? How can you take care of your needs? This is also a time to be patient with each other, to offer support and encouragement, and to remember why you chose to be together in the first place. It really is a time to focus on the things you appreciate about each other. Transformation takes time. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to let go of the old. But it also offers the opportunity to create something truly extraordinary, a relationship that is more authentic, more fulfilling, and more deeply connected than ever before. The Death card is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It's a sign that you're on the verge of something amazing, that you're ready to step into your true power and create a life that is filled with love, joy, and purpose. So, embrace the change, let go of the old, and trust that the universe is guiding you towards a brighter future. You are so strong. Okay, you guys, this has been an incredible reading. It's like, what a journey, right? From feeling trapped to finding joy, from facing our fears to embracing transformation, it's been a wild ride. But I have so much faith in you. I know that you're ready for this next chapter, and that you have the strength, the wisdom, and the love to create something truly extraordinary. So, go forth and embrace the change. Let go of what no longer serves you. And trust that the universe is guiding you every step of the way. Remember the things that you appreciate about your relationship and show gratitude every day. Focus on balance, on balancing your individual needs and the needs of the other people in your life. I'm sending you so much love and light on this journey, and I can't wait to see what amazing things you create. Just embrace it all. You got this, and thank you so much for letting me be a part of your journey. Okay, so you picked the clear quartz cluster, which is all about transformative energy, and the theme for this reading is expanding clarity. Think of it like amplifying shared intentions, dissolving illusions, and really ushering in a phase of profound honesty. With these cards, it looks like we are getting a renewed vision for the future of this bond. And wow, these cards are intense. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. So let's dive right into it, shall we? Okay, so first up we have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, this is a big one. This is all about cycles, destiny, and the turning of the tides, So immediately what comes to mind is this relationship at a turning point? Is it on the verge of a major shift? And the Wheel of Fortune, it's interesting because it doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. it just means change is inevitable. So, thinking about your connection, it could mean a few different things. One possibility is that you and your person are about to enter a new phase, something that's been, written in the stars, Maybe you've been feeling stuck in a rut, or maybe things have been a little stagnant, and the universe is finally stepping in to shake things up. This could be a chance encounter that reignites the spark, or maybe a new opportunity that brings you closer together, I don't know, maybe a job offer in a new city or a chance to travel together. Something that just, completely changes the dynamic. Or maybe, on the flip side, it could mean that a challenging cycle is coming to an end. Maybe you've been dealing with some recurring issues in the relationship, I don't know, communication problems or trust issues, and the Wheel of Fortune is signaling that you're finally about to break free from those patterns, You're finally learning the lessons you need to learn. It feels like things are kind of moving on their own accord. But the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that you don't always have control over where it lands, right? It's you can't force the universe to give you what you want, but you can be open to the possibilities and trust that everything is happening for a reason. So, in terms of your relationship, it's really about surrendering to the flow and seeing where it takes you. Are you guys ready to take that leap? And, thinking about the clear quartz, it really amplifies this idea of clarity. It's like the Wheel of Fortune is spinning, and the clear quartz is helping you see the situation with fresh eyes, dissolving any illusions that might be clouding your judgment. Are you seeing this relationship for what it truly is, or are you holding onto some idealized version of it? That is kind of important to think about, Another way to look at it is that the Wheel of Fortune could be representing a fated encounter. Maybe you and your person were always meant to be together, and the universe is just aligning things to make it happen. Or, maybe you're about to meet someone new who's going to play a significant role in your life, someone who's going to help you grow and evolve. I don't know, it's exciting, right? The possibilities are endless. And it feels like there is this element of chance, like a chance meeting that could change everything. Maybe you bump into them at a coffee shop, or you connect online through a mutual friend. It's like the universe is working in mysterious ways, and you just have to be open to receiving the gifts that it's offering you. Are you open to that? Also thinking about timing, too. The Wheel of Fortune often signifies a specific time frame. Maybe this shift is going to happen within the next few weeks, or maybe it's going to unfold over a longer period. It's hard to say for sure, but it definitely feels like things are about to start moving quickly. And that can be a little scary, but it's also incredibly exciting. I'm feeling like so much good stuff is on its way. I also want to make sure we are acknowledging the shadow side of the wheel, too. Sometimes, it can represent a period of bad luck or misfortune. But even in those situations, it's important to remember that everything is temporary. Even the darkest nights eventually give way to the dawn. So, if you're going through a tough time in your relationship right now, just know that it won't last forever. The wheel will keep turning, and eventually, things will start to improve. There's always hope, always a light at the end of the tunnel, Connecting this back to the reading's theme of expanding clarity, it feels like the Wheel of Fortune is pushing you to really examine your beliefs about destiny and fate. Do you believe that you have control over your own life, or do you believe that everything is predetermined? And how does that belief system impact your relationship? It's like the clear quartz is helping you see through the illusions and understand the deeper truths about your connection. And really, that's what the Wheel of Fortune is all about. It's about embracing change, trusting the universe, and being open to the endless possibilities that life has to offer. It's a reminder that nothing stays the same forever, and that even in the midst of chaos, there's always an opportunity for growth and transformation. It's like, are you ready to ride the wave wherever it takes you? Because honestly, it feels like it's going to be an amazing journey. Okay, so that's the Wheel of Fortune. Now, let's move on to the next card, the Three of Wands. Okay, so next up is the Three of Wands, and this is really building on the Wheel of Fortune energy, I think. Because this is a card about expansion, about looking ahead to new horizons, and really seeing the bigger picture, So, Where the Wheel of Fortune is about change and destiny, the Three of Wands is about actively pursuing your goals and exploring new opportunities. So, in the context of your relationship, this could mean that you and your person are starting to see the potential for something bigger and better. Like, maybe you're both realizing that you have a shared vision for the future, and you're ready to start taking steps to make that vision a reality. This could involve anything from, like, planning a long-term trip together to starting a business or buying a house. It's about, like, aligning your goals and working together to create something amazing, you know? And, the Wand suit is all about passion and creativity, so this card also suggests that you're both feeling inspired and energized about the future of your relationship. Like, you're not just going through the motions, you're actively engaged in creating a fulfilling and meaningful connection. I feel like that's so good for you, you know? But the Three of Wands isn't just about dreaming big, it's also about taking action. Like, you can't just sit around and wait for opportunities to fall into your lap. You have to go out and actively seek them out. So, in terms of your relationship, this could mean being proactive about communicating your needs and desires, or being willing to take risks and try new things together. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone and embracing the unknown, you know? Are you ready to do that? And thinking back to the clear quartz, it's like this crystal is really helping you to see the path ahead with clarity and confidence. Like, you're not just blindly stumbling forward, you have a clear sense of direction, and you're able to make informed decisions about your future. That feels really empowering, you know. It feels like with the Wheel of Fortune spinning things into motion, this is about keeping the momentum going. Another way to interpret the Three of Wands is that it represents a time of waiting and anticipation. Like, maybe you've already set your plans in motion, and now you're just waiting to see the results. This can be a little frustrating, especially if you're eager to move forward, but it's important to be patient and trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing, you know? The universe has a plan for you, and it's not always going to align with your own timeline. It's a tough lesson to learn, but it's a valuable one. Also, I kind of feel like this card could be suggesting that you're getting ready to expand your horizons, either literally or figuratively. Like, maybe you're planning a trip overseas, or maybe you're just opening yourself up to new experiences and perspectives. This could involve anything from taking a class to reading a new book to connecting with people from different backgrounds. It's about broadening your understanding of the world and growing as a person. I feel like that is such a crucial part of being in a partnership, you know? And, going back to the idea of shared vision, this card could also be highlighting the importance of aligning your goals with your partner's goals. Like, are you both on the same page when it comes to the future of your relationship? Do you have a clear understanding of each other's needs and desires? If not, now is the time to have those conversations and make sure that you're both working towards the same goals. Communication is key, always, you know? I also get this sense that you're both feeling a renewed sense of optimism and excitement about the future. Like, you're not just settling for mediocrity, you're actively creating a life that is fulfilling and meaningful. This is a time of growth, expansion, and endless possibilities. Embrace it, enjoy it, and don't be afraid to take risks, you know? Because honestly, it feels like the universe is conspiring to help you succeed. Connecting this back to the Wheel of Fortune, it feels like the Three of Wands is about taking control of your destiny and actively shaping your future. Like, you're not just passively waiting for things to happen, you're actively creating the life that you want. And that's incredibly empowering, you know? So it's about taking what has already been set into motion and going bigger, seeing further. And with the clear quartz amplifying your intentions, it feels like you're able to manifest your dreams with greater ease and clarity. Like, you have a clear vision of what you want to create, and you're able to focus your energy and attention on making it a reality. That's the power of intention, you know? So, overall, the Three of Wands is a really positive and encouraging card. It's a reminder that you have the power to create the life that you want, and that you're not alone in this journey. You have the support of your partner, the guidance of the universe, and the clarity of the clear quartz. So, go out there and make your dreams a reality, you know? I just know you can. Okay, that's the Three of Wands. Now, let's move on to the final card, the Ten of Swords. Alright, so last but definitely not least, we have the Ten of Swords. Now this card, it can look a little scary, right? I mean, it's got swords all over it, but like, don't freak out just yet, okay? Because even though it represents endings and closure, it's also about the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new, you know. It's like, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you can rise again, and that's kind of the energy of the Ten of Swords. So, in the context of your relationship, this card could mean that you're going through a difficult period, a time of intense pain and heartbreak. Maybe you've experienced a betrayal or a loss, or maybe you've just reached a point where you can't continue on the same path any longer. It's like, something has to give, something has to change, you know? This might be the event that the Wheel of Fortune was spinning towards. But even though it hurts right now, it's important to remember that this is not the end of the story. The Ten of Swords is about releasing the past and making way for a brighter future. It's about learning from your mistakes and moving forward with newfound wisdom and strength. It's like you're shedding the old skin and emerging as a new and improved version of yourself. That's what I'm feeling, you know? It's about coming out on the other side. And thinking about the clear quartz, it's like this crystal is helping you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, even though things are dark right now, you know that there's hope for a better tomorrow. You're able to maintain a sense of clarity and perspective, even in the midst of chaos and pain. And I feel like that is such a gift, you know. The ability to stay grounded and centered, even when everything around you is falling apart. That's so important. Another way to interpret the Ten of Swords is that it represents a necessary ending. Like, maybe this relationship has run its course and it's time to move on. This can be a difficult decision to make, especially if you've invested a lot of time and energy into the connection. But sometimes it's the only way to find true happiness and fulfillment, you know? Sometimes you have to let go of what's not serving you in order to make space for something better. And that can be scary, but it can also be incredibly liberating. Also, I kind of get this sense that you're both feeling exhausted and depleted. Like, you've been fighting an uphill battle for so long, and you're finally ready to surrender. This doesn't mean that you're giving up on love, it just means that you're recognizing your limits and prioritizing your own well-being. And that's okay, you know. It's okay to say, enough is enough, and walk away from a situation that is draining your energy and bringing you down. And, going back to the idea of learning from your mistakes, this card could also be highlighting the importance of taking responsibility for your part in the situation. Like, what lessons have you learned from this experience? What could you have done differently? And how can you use this knowledge to create healthier relationships in the future? Self-reflection is key, always, you know? It's about understanding your own patterns and behaviors and making conscious choices to break free from those patterns. I also get this sense that you're both feeling a sense of relief, even amidst the pain. Like it's finally over and you can start to heal and rebuild your life. This is a time of closure, forgiveness, and new beginnings. Embrace it, allow yourself to grieve, and trust that the universe has a plan for you, you know? Because honestly, it feels like something amazing is waiting for you on the other side of this difficult experience. This ending is ultimately good. Connecting this back to the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Wands, it feels like the Ten of Swords is clearing the path for new opportunities and growth. Like, you're releasing the old baggage and making space for something better to come into your life. It's like the wheel had to spin all the way around, and this ending is actually what kicks things into high gear. And with the clear quartz amplifying your intentions, it feels like you're able to manifest a brighter future with greater clarity and focus. Like, you know what you want, and you're not afraid to go after it. And that's incredibly powerful, you know? So overall, the Ten of Swords is a card of endings, closure, and new beginnings. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope for a better tomorrow. Embrace the change, learn from your mistakes, and trust that the universe has a plan for you. Okay, so that's the Ten of Swords. Wow, that was intense, right? So we've looked at the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Swords, and we've seen how they all connect to tell a story about change, expansion, and closure in your relationship. So what's next? Okay, so like after all that, after the wheel, the wands, and then like the swords just dropping, we're pulling another card. And girl, we got the 9 of Cups. What? Okay, so like usually this is like the wish card, right? Like all your dreams coming true, like happiness and contentment and all that good stuff. But like after the 10 of Swords, it's almost like too good to be true, you know? So I'm immediately thinking like, is this like a sigh of relief? Like after all that drama, is this like finally getting what you wanted? Or is it like a little more complicated than that? Because, you know, sometimes what we think we want isn't actually what's best for us, right? Like maybe you thought you wanted this relationship to work out, but the universe was like, nope, girl, you deserve better, you know? And now you're like free to find something that actually makes you happy. Okay, so thinking about the clear quartz and the whole clarity thing, it's like maybe this 9 of Cups is about finally seeing what you really want. Like not just the surface level stuff, but like the deeper desires of your heart, you know? Like maybe you thought you wanted a partner who was like successful and attractive, but what you really want is someone who's kind and supportive and makes you laugh, you know? And like this card is showing you that that's possible. Like you can have that, you deserve that. It's like all those wishes you've been making, they're finally starting to manifest, you know? It's like the universe is listening. But like, are you listening to yourself? Are you clear on what you truly desire? Because like, sometimes we get so caught up in like, what society tells us we should want, or what our families expect of us, that we forget to ask ourselves what we actually want, you know? And that's where the clear quartz comes in. It's like, it's helping you to cut through all the noise and connect with your inner truth, you know? Like it's showing you the path to your authentic self, the person you were always meant to be. Okay, so like, with the 10 of Swords being about endings, I'm seeing this 9 of Cups as like a turning point. Like, it's the moment when you realize that like, the end of something can also be the beginning of something new and amazing, you know? Like you're closing one chapter of your life, but you're opening another one that's even more exciting and fulfilling. And like, the 9 of Cups is all about abundance and fulfillment, so it's like, the universe is saying, girl, you're not going to be lacking anything. You're going to have everything you need to create a life that you love. But like, here's the thing, you have to be open to receiving it, you know? You have to believe that you're worthy of happiness and abundance. Because, like, sometimes we unconsciously block ourselves from getting what we want because we don't think we deserve it, or because we're afraid of what will happen if we actually get it, you know? It's like we're so used to struggling and sacrificing that we don't know how to handle it when things actually go our way. So, with the clear quartz, this is a time to release those limiting beliefs and embrace your worthiness. Like, you are worthy of love, you are worthy of happiness, and you are worthy of all the good things that life has to offer. Okay, so another way to look at this is that, like, the 9 of Cups could be representing, like, a period of intense self-care and self-love, you know? Like, after going through such a difficult experience, you deserve to pamper yourself and nurture your soul. This could involve anything from, like, taking a relaxing bath to getting a massage to spending time in nature, you know? It's about doing things that make you feel good and that help you to reconnect with yourself. And like, this is so important because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? Like, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to have the energy or the emotional capacity to create a fulfilling relationship, you know. So this is a time to prioritize your own well-being and to make sure that you're filling your own cup first. But like, I also want to acknowledge the shadow side of the 9 of Cups, because like, every card has one, right? And sometimes this card can represent like a superficial kind of happiness, you know. Like you're so focused on getting what you want that you forget to appreciate what you already have. Or like, you're so obsessed with like material possessions and external validation that you neglect your inner self, you know? It's like you're chasing after these fleeting pleasures that don't really bring you lasting satisfaction. And that's where the clear quartz comes in again, because it's helping you to see through the illusion and to understand that true happiness comes from within, you know? It's about cultivating a sense of inner peace and contentment that doesn't depend on external circumstances. Okay, so, like, the 9 of Cups can also be a warning to be careful what you wish for, you know. Because sometimes, we get so fixated on a particular outcome that we don't consider the potential consequences, you know? Like, maybe you wished for this relationship to work out, but like, what if it wasn't actually good for you? What if it was holding you back from reaching your full potential? It's like the universe is always listening, but it's not always going to give you exactly what you want, because it knows what you need, you know? And sometimes, what you need is different from what you think you want. So, this is a time to trust the universe and to surrender to the flow of life, even if it doesn't always make sense in the moment. Connecting this back to the Wheel of Fortune, it feels like the Nine of Cups is representing the, new cycle that's beginning, you know? Like, the old cycle has ended, and now you're entering a new phase of your life where anything is possible. And with the clear quartz amplifying your intentions, it's like you're able to manifest your dreams with greater ease and clarity, you know? Like, you have a clear vision of what you want to create, and you're able to focus your energy and attention on making it a reality. And then thinking about the Three of Wands, this card is just making me think about how it's time to really make that plan, you know? Like, all the wishing in the world isn't going to make your dreams come true. You have to, take action and start putting your plan into motion. So what is that for you? What do you do with all these wishes coming true? Overall, this Nine of Cups feels like a chance to really celebrate yourself and to see how far you've come, even through the tough times, you know. So, yeah, it's definitely a wish card, but it's also about being really clear on what you want, being grateful for what you have, and being open to receiving all the good things that are coming your way. It's like, after the storm, the sun is finally starting to shine, you know? But what does that sunshine actually look like for you? So, yeah, with all of that in mind, I'm just wondering what's the next step here? What's the universe going to throw at you next? Okay, so after all that wishing and maybe getting everything you ever wanted, we're pulling the Four of Pentacles. What the heck does that mean? After all that releasing, are we suddenly clinging to something for dear life? It's whoa, hold on a second, universe, I didn't mean that much change, you know. So immediately I'm thinking what are you holding onto so tightly right now? Is it a feeling, an idea, a possession? Because the Four of Pentacles is all about control and security and not wanting to let go of anything, you know? It's that feeling of this is mine and no one can take it away from me, you know? And after that Ten of Swords, are you afraid of losing everything all over again? I feel like that's a super valid thing to be feeling right now. And maybe this isn't about material possessions at all. Maybe it's about emotional control, you know? Are you afraid to be vulnerable after being hurt so badly? Are you building up walls around your heart to protect yourself from getting wounded again? I get that, girl, I totally get that. But is it really serving you, or is it just keeping you stuck in the past? Because, you know, the clear quartz is all about transformation, right? And you can't really transform if you're holding onto something so tightly, you know. You have to be willing to let go, to release the old in order to make space for the new. It's you can't pour new wine into old wineskins, you know? They'll just burst. Or maybe this is about control in the relationship or lack thereof. After the Ten of Swords, do you feel you need to micromanage everything to make sure that nothing bad happens again? Are you trying to control your partner, or are you trying to control the situation? Because that's not really love, you know? That's fear. And fear will just push people away. And thinking about the Nine of Cups, it's are you so focused on getting your wishes fulfilled that you're forgetting to be grateful for what you already have? Are you so busy chasing after the next shiny thing that you're not appreciating the beauty of the present moment? Because that's a recipe for unhappiness, you know? True happiness comes from within, not from external things. But here's the thing, it's okay to want security, you know? It's okay to want to feel safe and protected. That's a natural human need. But the Four of Pentacles can become a problem when it turns into hoarding or possessiveness, you know? When you're so afraid of losing something that you're not really living in the moment. So maybe this is about reassessing your values and priorities, you know? What's really important to you in life? Is it money? Is it status? Or is it love? Is it connection? Is it joy? Because your values will determine your choices, and your choices will determine your destiny, And maybe this is about releasing the need to control everything. Life is messy, life is unpredictable, and you can't always have things your way. Sometimes you just have to surrender to the flow and trust that everything is happening for a reason. And that can be scary, but it can also be incredibly liberating. It's when you stop trying to control everything, you free yourself to actually enjoy the journey. Another way to look at this is maybe you're holding onto a belief system that's no longer serving you, Maybe you believe that you have to work hard and sacrifice everything in order to be successful, or maybe you believe that you're not good enough or worthy of love. And these beliefs can hold you back from reaching your full potential, They can keep you stuck in a cycle of fear and self-doubt. So, this is a time to challenge those beliefs and to ask yourself, are these really true? Are these really serving me? And if the answer is no, then it's time to let them go, It's time to replace them with beliefs that are empowering and supportive. And thinking back to the Three of Wands, it's are you so focused on building your future that you're forgetting to enjoy the present? Are you so busy planning for the future that you're not really connecting with your partner in the here and now? Because, the best way to create a beautiful future is to live fully in the present, To cherish every moment and to appreciate the love that you have right now. Or, maybe this is about, being too rigid in your thinking, Are you so set in your ways that you're not open to new ideas or perspectives? Are you, unwilling to compromise or to see things from your partner's point of view? Because, that can create a lot of conflict in a relationship, It's important to be flexible and adaptable and to be willing to meet your partner halfway. And, thinking about the Wheel of Fortune, it's are you resisting the change that's happening in your life? Are you, trying to cling to the past instead of embracing the future? Because, change is inevitable, and the more you resist it, the more painful it will be, It's better to just surrender to the flow and to trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. So, what practical steps can you take to release this need for control? Can you start by, identifying one area of your life where you're holding on too tightly? Maybe it's your finances, or maybe it's your relationship, or maybe it's your career. And then, can you commit to letting go of just a little bit of control in that area? Can you delegate a task at work, or can you let your partner make a decision about something? And, what about, practicing mindfulness? Can you start by, spending just a few minutes each day focusing on your breath and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment? Because, mindfulness can help you to become more aware of your patterns of thinking and behavior, and it can help you to release the need to control everything. And what about connecting with your intuition? Can you start by asking yourself questions and then listening for the answers that come from within? Because your intuition is your inner guidance system, and it can help you to make decisions that are aligned with your highest good. So, overall, the Four of Pentacles is a reminder to examine what you're holding onto and why, Are you holding onto something out of fear, or are you holding onto it out of love? Are you holding onto something that's serving you, or are you holding onto something that's holding you back? And, once you're clear on that, you can make a conscious choice to release what's no longer serving you and to embrace the new possibilities that are waiting for you. But how does this all tie into the bigger picture, how does this Four of Pentacles fit into the story that the cards are telling us? What's the universe trying to show you here? Are you ready to let go, or are you going to keep holding on tight? And what does that mean for your wishes? Ooh, girl, I am dying to pull the next card because I need to know how this ends. Okay, so, after all that wishing and, maybe getting everything you ever wanted, but then being told to be careful, we're pulling the Four of Pentacles, are you kidding me? What the heck does that mean? After all that releasing from the Ten of Swords, and even from the Wheel of Fortune, are we, suddenly clinging to something for dear life? It's whoa, hold on a second, universe, I didn't mean that much change, So immediately I'm thinking, what are you holding on to so tightly right now? Is it a feeling? Is it an idea? Is it a possession? Because the Four of Pentacles is all about, like, control and security and, like, not wanting to let go of anything, you know? Like, it's that feeling of, like, this is mine and no one can take it away from me, you know? And after that Ten of Swords, like, are you afraid of losing everything all over again? I feel like that's a super valid thing to be feeling right now, you know? It's like you've been through the ringer and now you just want to, like, batten down the hatches and protect yourself from any further pain. And, like, maybe this isn't about, like, material possessions at all. Maybe it's about, like, emotional control, you know? Like, are you afraid to be vulnerable after being hurt so badly? Are you, like, building up walls around your heart to protect yourself from getting wounded again? Like, I get that, girl, I totally get that. But, like, is it really serving you, or is it just keeping you stuck in the past? Because, you know, the clear quartz is all about transformation, right? And, like, you can't really transform if you're holding onto something so tightly, you know? You have to be willing to let go, to release the old in order to make space for the new. It's like you can't pour new wine into old wineskins, you know? They'll just burst. Or, like, maybe this is about, like, control in the relationship or lack thereof. Like, after the Ten of Swords, do you feel like you need to, like, micromanage everything to make sure that nothing bad happens again? Like, are you, like, trying to control your partner, or are you trying to control the situation? Because, like, that's not really love, you know? That's fear. And fear will just push people away. It's like you're trying to create this, like, perfectly safe little bubble, but, like, life isn't a bubble, you know? It's messy and unpredictable, and the more you try to control it, the more it's going to slip through your fingers. And, like, thinking about the Nine of Cups, it's like, are you so focused on getting your wishes fulfilled that you're forgetting to be grateful for what you already have? Are you, like, so busy chasing after the next shiny thing that you're not appreciating the beauty of the present moment? Because, like, that's a recipe for unhappiness, you know? True happiness comes from within, not from external things. Like, are you so focused on, like, manifesting your dream life that you're forgetting to actually live it? Are you so caught up in, like, the pursuit of happiness that you're missing out on the joy that's already all around you? But, like, here's the thing, it's okay to want security, you know? It's okay to want to feel safe and protected. That's a natural human need. But, like, the Four of Pentacles can become a problem when it turns into, like, hoarding or possessiveness, you know? When you're so afraid of losing something that you're not really living in the moment. It's like you're so focused on, like, preventing the worst-case scenario that you're not even allowing yourself to enjoy the good things in your life. You know? So, like, maybe this is about, like, reassessing your values and priorities, you know? Like, what's really important to you in life? Is it money? Is it status, or is it love? Is it connection? Is it joy? Because, like, your values will determine your choices, and your choices will determine your destiny, you know? And, like, maybe this is about, like, releasing the need to control everything, you know? Like, life is messy, life is unpredictable, and you can't always have things your way. Sometimes you just have to surrender to the flow and trust that everything is happening for a reason. And, like, that can be scary, but it can also be incredibly liberating. It's like, when you stop trying to control everything, you free yourself to actually enjoy the journey, you know? You know, you can't plan every single detail. You can't force things to happen on your timeline. You just have to be open to the possibilities and trust that the universe has your back. It's like you're letting go of the reins and allowing the universe to guide you, you know? Another way to look at this is, like, maybe you're holding onto a belief system that's no longer serving you, you know? Like, maybe you believe that you have to work hard and sacrifice everything in order to be successful, or maybe you believe that you're not good enough or worthy of love. And, like, these beliefs can hold you back from reaching your full potential, you know? They can keep you stuck in a cycle of fear and self-doubt. So, like, this is a time to challenge those beliefs and to ask yourself, are these really true? Are these really serving me? And, like, if the answer is no, then it's time to let them go, you know? It's time to replace them with beliefs that are empowering and supportive. It's like you're rewriting your inner narrative and creating a new story for yourself, you know? And, like, thinking back to the Three of Wands, it's like, are you so focused on building your future that you're forgetting to enjoy the present? Are you so busy planning for the future that you're not really connecting with your partner in the here and now? Because, like, the best way to create a beautiful future is to live fully in the present, To cherish every moment and to appreciate the love that you have right now. You need to water the plant you have instead of worrying about the garden you want, It's all about, finding the balance between planning and living, between working and playing, between striving and surrendering. Or, maybe this is about, being too rigid in your thinking, Are you so set in your ways that you're not open to new ideas or perspectives? Are you, unwilling to compromise or to see things from your partner's point of view? Because, that can create a lot of conflict in a relationship, It's important to be flexible and adaptable and to be willing to meet your partner halfway. It's like you're creating a space for understanding and collaboration rather than a battleground of opposing viewpoints. And thinking about the Wheel of Fortune, it's are you resisting the change that's happening in your life? Are you, trying to cling to the past instead of embracing the future? Because, change is inevitable, and the more you resist it, the more painful it will be, It's better to just surrender to the flow and to trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. It's you're not trying to control the river, you're just learning how to navigate it, So, what practical steps can you take to release this need for control? Can you start by, identifying one area of your life where you're holding on too tightly? Maybe it's your finances, or maybe it's your relationship, or maybe it's your career. And then, can you commit to letting go of just a little bit of control in that area? Can you delegate a task at work, or can you let your partner make a decision about something? And what about practicing mindfulness? Can you start by spending just a few minutes each day focusing on your breath and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment? Because, mindfulness can help you to become more aware of your patterns of thinking and behavior, and it can help you to release the need to control everything. And what about connecting with your intuition? Can you start by asking yourself questions and then listening for the answers that come from within? Because your intuition is your inner guidance system, and it can help you to make decisions that are aligned with your highest good. So, overall, the Four of Pentacles is a reminder to examine what you're holding onto and why, Are you holding onto something out of fear, or are you holding onto it out of love? Are you holding onto something that's serving you, or are you holding onto something that's holding you back? And once you're clear on that, you can make a conscious choice to release what's no longer serving you and to embrace the new possibilities that are waiting for you. But how does this all tie into the bigger picture, How does this Four of Pentacles fit into the story that the cards are telling us? What's the universe trying to show you here? Are you ready to let go, or are you going to keep holding on tight? And what does that mean for your wishes? If you're holding on so tight, is that Nine of Cups happiness even possible? And what does that have to do with the clarity we talked about at the beginning? Ooh, girl, I am dying to pull the next card because I need to know how this all ends. Okay, so after all that wishing and then maybe getting everything you ever wanted, but then being told to be careful, and after all that releasing, you're also maybe holding on too tight, what gives? We're pulling the Nine of Wands, are you kidding me? Seriously, what the heck does that mean? After all that, you're still fighting? Seriously, universe. Can a girl catch a break? It's you're about to cross the finish line and you're just tripped. So immediately I'm thinking what are you still defending against? What are you bracing yourself for? Because the Nine of Wands is all about being battle-scarred but still standing, You've been through the ringer, but you're not down for the count, not yet anyway. You're still holding your ground. You're still here, what gives? It's that feeling of okay, one more thing and then I can finally relax, So is this about still having to prove yourself? To someone else or to yourself even? What's that final hurdle you're facing? And after that Ten of Swords, and after maybe getting that Nine of Cups, are you afraid of getting hurt again? I feel that's a super, super valid thing to be feeling right now, It's you've been through a lot, and now you're extra cautious, because you don't want to experience that kind of pain ever again. You're scanning the horizon for any signs of danger, It's once bitten, twice shy. And maybe this isn't about physical battles at all. Maybe it's about, like, emotional or mental resilience, you know? Like, are you still fighting against self-doubt? Are you still trying to overcome limiting beliefs? Like, are you, like, struggling to maintain a positive attitude, even when things get tough? You know? Girl, I get that, I totally get that. But, like, is it, like, really protecting you, or is it just, like, keeping you in a state of constant alert? Because, you know, the clear quartz is all about transformation, right? And, like, you can't really transform if you're, like, constantly in defense mode, you know? You gotta be able to, like, let your guard down and be vulnerable, you know? To be open to new experiences and new possibilities. You have to make space for new experiences. It's like, you can't grow if you're always hiding behind a shield, you know? You have to, like, step into the light and take a chance. Or, like, maybe this is about, like, defending your boundaries in a relationship or in any relationship. Like, after the Ten of Swords and maybe dealing with some real stuff, do you feel like you need to, like, be extra vigilant about protecting your energy? Like, are you, like, setting super strict boundaries to make sure that no one takes advantage of you again? Like, are you, like, saying no to things that you don't really want to do? Like, that's actually healthy, but, like, are you doing it in a way that's empowering, or are you doing it out of fear? Because, like, that's a big difference, you know? It's important to, like, stand up for yourself and protect your needs, but you also don't wanna, like, become a total hermit, you know? You still wanna be open to connecting with others, but on your terms. Because, like, true and honest relationships are also about being vulnerable. It's a two-way street, you know? And, like, thinking about the Nine of Cups, it's like, are you, like, still trying to prove that you're worthy of those wishes? Like, did you actually get what you wanted, or are you, like, waiting for the other shoe to drop? Waiting for someone or something to snatch your happiness away? Are you afraid it's not going to last? Because, like, that's a super common fear, you know? It's like you finally achieve your goals, and then you're like, oh crap, what if I lose it all? It's like, can I actually enjoy this? But, like, here's the thing, you deserve to enjoy your success, you know? You've worked hard for it, and you've overcome a lot of obstacles. Now it's time to, like, celebrate your wins and savor the moment, you know? And, like, trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. But you have to remember you are strong, you have proven you can handle a lot. So, like, maybe this is about, like, recognizing your strength and resilience, you know? Like, you've been through a lot and you're still standing. You're a warrior, girl, you're a survivor. And, like, that's something to be proud of, you know? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But, like, also, don't let your past define you. Don't let your scars hold you back from moving forward. You know? You can heal, you can grow, and you can create an amazing future for yourself. But you have to start by believing in yourself. Like, what's really important to you in life? Is it proving yourself to others? Or is it living your truth and following your heart? Because, like, your choices will determine your destiny, you know? And, like, maybe this is about, like, releasing the need to always be in control, you know? Like, life is still gonna be messy, life is still gonna be unpredictable, and you can't always have things your way despite your best efforts. Sometimes you just have to, like, surrender to the flow and trust that everything is happening for a reason. And, like, that can be scary, but it can also be incredibly liberating. It's like, when you stop trying to control everything, you free yourself to actually enjoy the journey, you know? Like, you're not focusing on the potential dangers, you're focusing on the beauty and the wonder of the world around you. You're, like, opening yourself up to new possibilities and new connections. And it's like, how are you really making use of what you wished for? Another way to look at this is, like, maybe you're holding onto a self-image or an identity that's no longer serving you, you know? Like, maybe you see yourself as, like, a victim or a fighter or, like, someone who always has to struggle. And, like, these beliefs can hold you back from reaching your full potential, you know? They can keep you stuck in a cycle of fear and self-doubt. So, like, this is a time to, like, challenge those beliefs and to ask yourself, is this really who I am? Is this really who I want to be? And, like, if the answer is no, then it's time to, like, let it go, you know? It's time to, like, rewrite your story and create a new identity for yourself. It's time to see yourself as strong, resilient, and capable of anything you set your mind to. And, like, thinking back to the Three of Wands, it's like, are you so focused on defending your territory that you're forgetting to explore new horizons? Are you so busy protecting yourself that you're missing out on opportunities for growth and expansion? Because, like, the best way to protect yourself is to become strong from the inside, not from the outside, you know. To cultivate inner peace and confidence that can't be shaken by external circumstances. What do you do with the strength you have built? And like, thinking about the wheel of fortune, it's like, are you, like, resisting the changes that are happening in your life? Are you, like, clinging to the past instead of embracing the future? Because, like, change is inevitable, and the more you resist it, the more painful it will be, you know? It's better to just surrender to the flow and to trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. Like, can you start by, like, identifying one area of your life where you're feeling defensive or protective? Is it a relationship? Is it your career? Is it your finances? And then, like, can you commit to, like, letting go of a little bit of that defensiveness? Can you try to see things from a different perspective? Can you be more open to compromise? And, like, what about, like, practicing self-compassion? Can you start by, like, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend? Can you forgive yourself for your mistakes and imperfections? Because, like, self-compassion is a powerful antidote to self-doubt and self-criticism. And, like, what about, like, connecting with your inner wisdom? Can you start by, like, spending some time in silence each day, listening to your intuition and asking for guidance? Because, like, your inner wisdom knows what's best for you, and it will always lead you in the right direction. So, overall, the Nine of Wands is a reminder that you're stronger than you think, and that you can overcome any obstacle that comes your way, but you have to remember to stay open, stay flexible, and stay connected to your inner truth. You know. Are you holding on to something out of fear, or are you holding on to it out of strength? Like, and is that really strength? And like, once you're clear on that, you can make a conscious choice to release what's no longer serving you and to embrace the new possibilities that are waiting for you. But like, how does this all tie into the bigger picture, you know? Like, how does this Nine of Wands fit into the story that the cards are telling us? Like, what's the universe trying to show you here? Are you ready to finally relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor, or are you gonna keep fighting until you drop? And what does that mean for your wishes? Is that Nine of Cups even still on the table? Like, are you ever going to feel safe enough to let your guard down? And how does that all relate to the clarity that we talked about in the very beginning? Girl, I am, like, dying to pull the next card because I need to know how this whole story ends. Okay, so, like, to recap, because it has been a journey, right? We started with this feeling of major change coming with the Wheel of Fortune, a turning point, like a destiny moment. Then, like, the Three of Wands was all about seeing new possibilities, expanding your horizons, like, planning for a brighter future. But then bam, Ten of Swords, like, the rug gets pulled out from under you. An ending, a painful one, but also necessary, right? But then, like, maybe, just maybe, all your wishes come true with the Nine of Cups. But then, like, are you holding on too tight with the Four of Pentacles? Like, afraid to lose it all? And then, even after all that, you're still fighting with the Nine of Wands, like, still bracing for impact. So, like, what does it all mean? Well, that's what this last card is here to tell us, okay? It's the Eight of Wands. Okay, so, like the Eight of Wands, this card is all about speed, action, and movement, right? Like, things are happening quickly, like, really quickly. It's like the universe is just throwing opportunities at you left and right, and you gotta be ready to catch them. It's about momentum, like, things that have been in the works for a long time are finally coming to fruition. And it's about travel, like, literally travel, or maybe just, like, a change of scenery. So, in the context of your relationship, this could mean that things are about to move fast. Like, maybe you and your person are about to take a big leap, like, moving in together, getting engaged, or even just, like, deepening your commitment to each other. It's like, all the pieces are finally falling into place, and you're ready to take things to the next level, which can be scary, but also exciting, right? And like, with the clear quartz amplifying everything, it's like you are seeing all of this clearly, with purpose. Or like, maybe this is about communication, like, finally, truly, honestly communicating. Like, finally, you're both on the same page, and you're able to express your needs and desires clearly and effectively. It's like the lines of communication are open, and you're able to connect on a deeper level. I'm also getting a sense of urgency, like, don't wait around for things to happen, take action, and make things happen, you know? The universe is giving you the green light, so go for it, you know? The time is now. Okay, so, how does this all connect? How does the Eight of Wands tie into everything else we've talked about? Well, remember the Wheel of Fortune? That was all about change and destiny, right? So the Eight of Wands is that change is here, it's happening now, and it's happening fast. It's like the wheel has been spinning, and now it's finally landing on something big, something exciting, right? The Three of Wands was all about seeing new possibilities. So the Eight of Wands is those possibilities are coming to you, at lightning speed. You just have to be ready to seize them, you know? You've seen the horizon, now you are heading there. And after that Ten of Swords ending, the Eight of Wands is okay, that was tough, but now things are moving forward, faster than you ever thought possible. It's you're leaving the pain behind and embracing a brighter future, because this is a time of healing and growth, a time of new beginnings and exciting adventures. And then, the Nine of Cups, all your wishes coming true, the Eight of Wands is those wishes are manifesting, right before your eyes. It's the universe is giving you everything you've ever wanted, and more, if you just receive it, you know. And then, with that Four of Pentacles, holding on tight, the Eight of Wands is let go, girl, let go, because you can't control everything. You have to trust the universe and let things flow, because, the more you try to control things, the more you're going to hold yourself back. It's all about surrendering to the journey and trusting that everything is happening for a reason, you know? Because this is about living in the moment, enjoying the ride, and not worrying so much about the destination. But then, you're still fighting with the Nine of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is okay, you've been through a lot, but it's time to put down your shield and trust that you're safe. You don't have to fight anymore, you can finally relax and enjoy the journey. It's you've built your resilience, now trust it. So, overall, this reading is telling you that things are about to change, and they're about to change quickly. You've been through a lot, but you're stronger than you think. You're ready for this next chapter, and it's going to be amazing. So, what do you do with all this? What practical steps can you take to make the most of this energy? First, embrace the change, don't resist it. Be open to new experiences and new possibilities because you never know where they might lead. Second, trust your intuition. Listen to your inner voice and follow your heart, even if it doesn't make sense to your head. The universe is guiding you, so trust that you're on the right path. Third, take action. Don't wait around for things to happen, make them happen. Be proactive, be bold, and be confident because you have the power to create the life you want. Fourth, let go of control. Surrender to the journey and trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. You can't control everything, so just relax and enjoy the ride. And fifth, celebrate your wins. Acknowledge your accomplishments and give yourself credit for how far you've come. You deserve to be happy, so savor every moment. You know, you really do. And with that clear quartz, you are going to be able to see all of this with such intensity, with such clarity. But that's only if you trust yourself. And remember that the future is not something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. You have the power to create an amazing future for yourself, so go out there and make it happen, okay? I am so excited for you. I am practically buzzing with excitement for you. Go get 'em, girl, go get 'em.